accept really short people into my life. If you are
Okay.
average height, though,
So I can't just be average. That's the.
I mean, you can be whatever you want to be.
No, Holly, you cannot.
Welcome back, everyone,
Where's the table?
to Monday Night D&D.
What? It's in front of you.
How the heckles are ya?
How the doodles are you?
How
You
the
had to give Holly's character
camoodles-
a height.
Oh, give me one. Shout something out. Because I can't find the table where you randomly roll.
It's in the background. There is. It's in the background section.
I just also
Player's Handbook, page.
Okay.
Let's see.
Holly, if you weren't so afraid of failure, you would have chosen 32 feet.
I can't do it. Nothing would ever fit me.
That's the concern.
That is the concern.
I can't
Just
I
finding
can't
the right clothing.
find the tall and
Page 121, Holly.
Oh,
Wow, I
wait.
never knew that.
What are you? You're a half elf.
Half-elf.
So you should roll 2d8 for me.
Okay. Let's roll. 11.
All right, so you are 5'10".
I'm 5'10".
Hooray.
That's
That's
it.
that. Now
Do you
I
want
know
your
my
weight
I
as
do.
well?
wait for it.
You gotta roll 2d4 for your multiplier.
Four.
Score.
4. All right, so multiply. What was the first number you rolled?
This is clearly
11.
Something you just made
44. So you're 154 pounds.
Okay. 5'11", 154. Alright, we got that settled.
5'10", but that's fine.
Oh, okay. 5'10".
It literally doesn't matter.
It's actually mechanically important.
It is not.
Each inch of extra height is another inch that Groose has to climb to get onto your shoulders. Think about that.
These are true statements. So, welcome back. Thank you for the follow, Stoic Beastie. We started the stream with a follow. Very exciting. I'm excited. Beth's apparently also excited. There's a cat. Hi, kitty.
Twilight's very excited.
Twilight's excited.
He's
Hidden
like,
behind the green
did you
screen.
take the spell Find Familiar? I'm all ready.
I'm
did-
found!
I didn't take that spell, sweetie. I'm so sorry.
That's the other game. Cool. Well, welcome everyone to this game that we're playing tonight, which is called The Last Page. That's what we titled it. I'm trying to get up the documents here. Oh wait, I already have my notes open. I don't need these documents. Oh wait, I don't have my notes open. That's why I can't find them. We're getting there. We're getting
You need these notes. I have my documents.
there. I don't need this document. I have my notes. Excellent. So, cool times. Cool times. Welcome. Gonna start a new campaign. This one's gonna be a little bit different because it's not the same one that we were doing before, or the other one that was little and is over now. This one is going to be filled with zest and tarragon.
Okay.
love tarragon.
And maybe some sage.
Sages.
And other spices.
Other
More true than
spices.
you all might think.
Probably thought you guys were talking about soap.
And Tide. Cool. The last page is promises to be an epic story for the families of 4 that are watching. For everyone else, it will be a whimsical quackery. But families of 4 may interpret it differently. So
Families of 4.
Please adjust your family size to regulate your viewing experience. And I guess we'll kick it off with some announcements. I haven't done announcements in a while. So, how are you?
Question, not an
That's not an announcement.
All right, not an announcement.
An announcement would be where you tell us how we are.
Like, give me an example, Dora. What is an example of one of the announcements I could give?
Why do I bother? An example of the announcements that you could give is that you can follow us on Twitter at Roll20 and get convenient tweets telling you when we go live. You can also find all of our previous episodes, with the exception of all of the episodes from the past 2 weeks because I haven't archived them yet. But I will tonight. But that's on YouTube, also Roll20. And feel free, we would really appreciate it if you gave us a subscription over there, because when we reach 100 subscriptions, we get to have an actual URL instead of a meaningless jumble of numbers and letters. You can also catch us on
She's gonna do the whole thing.
Thursdays at 7:30 p. What?
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 How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Great.
Carry on.
That's
Carry
a
on.
long suggestion for.
I'm just
announcement.
doing them.
That's good. That's
Unless, Casey, do you have a contribution to our announcements?
yeah. Are you well?
No. You can also catch us for other campaigns on Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. for Lions and Crows, where I'm usually on that campaign. I'm not right now, and apparently in the meantime, everybody has gone to hell and is about to get killed by an ancient gold dragon.
No. We're about to be killed by all the people in hell that we pissed off by trying to save their ancient gold dragon who breathed fire on us.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
You can see where my
Yeah.
confusion came from.
Apology accepted.
So, to summarize all of this in a digestible nugget of information, we stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 7:30. You should watch all of them. You should mash all of the follow and subscribe buttons anywhere you see the words Roll It Slant in that order, with spaces or without. And if you have 3 other people in your household, they should all do it as well.
Why do they have to have 3 other people in there?
Listen, we're respecting families with 4 people in them right now.
But we're not
Holly.
respecting any families with more or less than 4 people.
Right.
I'm not respected, guys.
That's for other nights. People can be respected different nights. Okay? Whew.
Okay.
God, I didn't know we would start
I
with
just
so
need
much
an explanation. I'm sorry.
so much controversy here. All right. So
So angry right now.
we're off to another place. That place is the southern parts of Dolan, the continent which we've been playing in for many years now. I can say that because, it's fucking true. But we haven't spent much time in the southern areas of this continent itself. This music is way more intense than I thought it was going to be. But we're going for it. This is going to be a campaign of intensity. Or set in a tent city. Sorry, I read that wrong. Cool. So, the territories of Agral in the south of Dolan are host to wilderness not yet tamed by civilization. The numerous cultures that call Agral home find this one of its most redeemable qualities. While centralized governments and public infrastructure are very loosely defined within all of these territories, they're very much not the same as we would consider to be the hallmarks of places like the Dracoran Empire, where you guys have spent much of your adventuring time. A trip through Agral for an adventurer, as long as you manage to keep your wits about you, could lead you to encounters with things like unscrupulous bands of roving thieves, ever-posturing drow clans, mercurial guilds of tabaxi treasure hunters, or religious fanatics of the Temple of the World's Kiss. What is that? Oh, we'll find out.
Kiss.
Yeah.
Sunshine.
Yeah. Or perhaps even the warm hospitality of the camps of the Seraphim Rangers. It is a land rich in lost stories, misplaced treasure, and opportunity for those adventurous enough to navigate its dangers. Our story will begin on the southern coast of Ogral, not more than a few days' journey from the arid flats known as the Flench, which unceremoniously welcomes travelers from Ogral into the desert. And on that border lies the town of Krennel Bend. This is where our story is going to start with our weird band of prospective adventurers here. Krennel Bend is a place of modest prosperity, though through coincidence and convenience more so than the motivation of its diverse citizenship. They sustain themselves on meager farming of the uncooperative ground, and it's the location that makes it prosperous, not necessarily any natural resources or anything like that. It's the last hospitable stop on the passage west across the desert to the paradise city of Nazrael, a place you may have heard talked about, but we've never been there, on stream at least. And this makes it a city of trade, a city of commerce, and a sort of respite for travelers along the way. Krennel Bend is a place where jaded locals collide with the dreamers headed west to this paradise city. Traders are there eager to make profit, and adventurers, like yourselves, looking to somehow find fame and fortune in amongst it all. You found yourself here through plan or happenstance, and news has reached your ears that a local woman residing about half a day north of Krennel Bend has advertised a desire to employ an entire party of adventurers. How fortuitous and coincidental, given the start of a campaign and all. And provide them with ample wages, room and board, and the promise of perks from the weird as a reward. The locals know her as Shavia, who's a witch and a recluse. But not much is known. That'll be up to you to sort out. So, I have come to learn that you have all returned together from perhaps an adventure that did not go quite according to everyone's plans. And you've now all found yourself in the town of Krennel Bend, recovering, having bumped into these companions along the way now that form your adventuring party, and sit to consider this offer. Currently, you are in a tavern called The Pothole. And as you look around the Pothole, you do see, none of you are super familiar with Krennel Bend, other than it exists and sort of why it's generally important. On one wall of this sort of square tavern room that's maybe about half a dozen tables or so, you see it completely covered in horseshoes, unceremoniously nailed into the wall, in some places one atop another, and each has a name carved into it. Across the street from the Pothole Tavern is the Pothole Stables, where it seems that most of the livestock and steeds for the town and the journeys are kept in fairly immaculate and pristine conditions. It's is kind of almost like a free-range stable of sorts. But here in the Pothole Tavern, a timber ale is crisp. It is good. The food is plentiful and hearty. And you find yourselves all sat around a circular table in the center of the room, a hearth sort of slowly crackling in the background, more so to cook. It seems to be a rotisserie beast of some sort than for warmth, as it is sort of the early parts of autumn now, although in this area doesn't get a ton of seasonal change. It's a little bit more tropical might be too much, but much warmer than temperate. So, as we look around the table, I'd like you all to describe what we see in regards to your characters. You have a question about that? Was that
No, I'm gonna go first.
All right.
So you see a pale half. I was about to say orc, but I'm not a half orc. I'm a half elf. I'm 5'10", about 150 something pounds. I can't remember. Long blonde hair, piercings all in my ears and my nose and my eyebrows.
My eyes.
I'm just pierced. I've got blue silk, like genie-like clothes on, with a leather vest and leather pants, and I have
Silk
gold
and leather, huh?
jewelry around my wrists and up my arms.
We're good at stealthing.
Yeah.
The Guide to Practical Adventuring 101.
Yeah.
This many
You're your
snag
own
hazard.
tambourine.
I don't have a tambourine.
No, you are.
No
Oh, I
longer,
am a tambourine.
no longer a triangle, now a tambourine.
I forgot about the triangle. And then I also on my hip have a
Glock.
lantern
No, okay.
just hanging, and then there's also a bunch of
green.
like daggers and stuff around my waist and in my boots, and who knows where else. And that's it.
Wait, whoa, PG-13, Holly, PG-13.
Sorry, that was a 4.
Yeah, families of 4 are watching tonight.
One time I was in prison. I took my weapons and I pulled a dagger out my ass.
All right.
That's what you see.
He's hidden for 6 months.
Next.
Holly, you point at who's next.
Okay,
No, I mean.
you said point.
Okay.
It's gonna be you.
It's gonna be you.
It's actually Dora. Dora's right below you.
Okay, that's fine. I can go. So, sitting near Holly's character of unknown name.
I didn't give a name.
Okay.
You said, what do I look like? I didn't say. Tell me who you are. Sorry. Gotta be more descriptive.
You tell her, Holly.
Okay. So, my character is kind of a short, younger-looking elf with kind of a round, friendly face that's caught in a look of like just like permanent dour concentration, kind of very at odds. Like she has a kind of face that looks like she should be smiling a lot more than she is, but she's very focused. And she has long, wavy, platinum blonde hair that's just like completely loose about her shoulders, although there's some small purple flowers kind of woven through it. Thanks, Casey.
It's wavy
I appreciate
hair.
your support. Which anybody familiar with herbs and plants would recognize as being belladonna flowers. And she has kind of very pale gray eyes, and she's wearing leather armor in shades of gray, and she has 2 short swords kind of strapped to her back, and looks very much like kind of like very practical boots. All of her clothing looks well worn and like it was chosen with kind of rough living in mind.
Point.
And my name is a secret.
Nice to meet you, a secret. You gotta point to the next person.
Cookie.
Okay. So Olive, I'll give her name. Her name is Olive. Go. Ooh, mysteries. And also
She's
Olive.
a garden.
Olive is sitting at the tavern table, looking at her food, occasionally doing prestidigitation because it doesn't taste quite right. She could probably make it taste better if she wanted to. But she's a tall health elf in her late 50s. Her salt and pepper hair is in braids that are kind of pulled up into like kind of like that crown. But like she's got tons of flyaways, you know, in her hair or whatnot. So she's got warm brown eyes framed by some crow's feet, and she has like reading spectacles that are kind of stuck in her hair on her forehead. You can imagine that she probably often forgets where her glasses are. She has down at her side is kind of like a long russet cape that you can imagine, you know, would also be used as a potential bedroll if needed to when she's out. Simple linen shirt, like kind of like a well-worn plaid tweed vest, brown pants. At her waist is a belt with some pouches and a dagger that is probably meant more for cutting onions than person's skin. And she also has a short apron kind of tied around her waist with a dark burgundy book that's kind of peeking out of a pocket. Go for it, Beth.
Okay. My character is a tiny little goblin with sort of floppy ears. He's got a permanent look of like unease, not in like a some shit might kick off kind of way, but sort of like in somebody who's lactose intolerant in a French restaurant.
How long you been sitting on that one?
like 8 seconds.
Okay.
Sort of
Fromage.
exactly. Sort of lightly armored, but with like a red tunic over the top. Little furry bits on the edge. Like a big backpack on his back, and uses like a quarterstaff to walk along. And of course, I've sort of adorned with a bunch of like shamanistic. I'm not sure what you would call them. Like you know, feathers and just little bits of bone entangled in bits of string. It's got like what you would imagine is a holy symbol, but again more shamanistic. It's like a collection of twigs sort of bound together to form some kind of shape. Yes.
No.
And has a big shield on his back that seems a little too large for him. That is it.
And then across the table, using his large pack that is filled with instruments and other adventuring equipment haphazardly thrown in to with a lack of organizational skills, but well nicely contained by the backpack. Sitting on top of that is a booster seat, is the bard gnome. The bard gnome is a deep gnome, so he has a dark charcoal hue, very gravelly look to his face, but a smile of opportunity on his face all the time, like, oh yes, I can use this, or what a great fortuitous event, regardless of how bad things go. He has a single dagger in his belt, which he uses to carve little charms out of anything he can, but he's terrible at it. So hanging across his leather armor are little charms that are just broken, and like that's a sheep's head, which was once a whole sheep. They don't last long. He doesn't do a bad job, but he certainly doesn't treat them well. And just a collection of instruments and one tin cup always in front of him, because alms. He's always pandering for the tip. He'll of course at any moment pop up and sing a song, play an instrument, or tell a terrible story about how he ruined the actual story.
All very valid. So,
5 people that clearly fit together flawlessly.
flawlessly.
Love it.
And I'm just updating some token permissions here. There
I
we
mean, our
go.
last adventure was amazing. We accomplished everything we needed to do except for the pay.
All right. So
He says that loudly enough. Pay? I didn't get my last job.
yeah, you see most of the patronage of this place seems to be kind of blue collar workers, and very much sort of service industry oriented. Nobody in here is dressed ostentatiously. Everyone looks as if they've come in from either some type of retail work, perhaps, or other manual labor. And it's a kind of like late afternoon, early evening. So it's a drinking crowd. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and that somewhere is the pothole. So, sitting there in front of you, that one of you has taken from the message board, is in fact a post that is
I start carving it.
the advertisement from a message board. There are these plastered up all over the town itself, and on it calls for an adventuring party to be paid with room and board and ample wages, as well as promises of perks from the weird, and basically to be adventurers for hire in employ of a woman named Shavia. How would you all like to proceed?
I would like to know how to spell Shavia.
Chaviah.
I'm not sure how we should proceed, as that last little bit of that last little adventure has rendered me a little memory stricken. I took a big lump.
Yes, that was when you tripped over the empty boxes and fell halfway down the hill.
Maybe. You weren't
No,
there. Were you there?
I was there. I watched you do it. I even tried to warn you.
About hills or boxes?
Both. And by then you were just head over heels, and you were gone.
So what you said was boxes, and I thought it was a verb. So I went to go do that.
I'll be sure to diagram my sentences for you as I'm saying them next time.
You know, if you had longer legs, that wouldn't be much of a problem.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Yeah, I mean, alternately, you could just be taller.
Whoa, that is true. However, these are nice and they're very functional. So
Have you ever tried, like, stilts? Have you seen those people that, like, walk on stilts?
I carved one once, but one doesn't help anybody. You need to.
Yeah, you do. You need to. I mean, you could try hopping, but you might find yourself, like, at the bottom of a river or something instead of the bottom of a hill.
Pearls are at the bottom of rivers.
Okay.
I think pearls
Find a
are
nice pearl.
I think that's an ocean
friend.
thing.
Ocean's just a big river. That's true.
I mean, sure. I do like, yeah. So, I think we need to do this.
Yes, but how much does it pay? Because that last thing with the boxes paid nothing.
Right,
well,
but
it would have paid something, but
we weren't really hired to go there. We just heard a rumor.
We
separately.
provided a service.
Yes, to
Clearly.
ourselves.
This one is a little more contractually out there.
Contractually. I like it.
Yes. And there's weird stuff, apparently.
What?
I like weird stuff.
What parts?
Weird stuff sounds like good stuff to me.
Depends.
I'm not going to disagree with Pincushion over there.
Oh, is that because of my face?
Had you tripped and rolled, you would have had damage.
No. These are perfectly fine. Like, look, you can pull on them forever.
Oh,
They're
don't
perfectly
do that.
fine.
Bruce is like pulling at one,
Yeah.
but not in like a testing way. It like seemingly wants it kind of way.
Okay, Bruce. Now that's enough.
So,
Okay.
Which one of
So-
you wears the heaviest armor?
Chris.
I will follow the leader's lead. Go on, Groost. What should we do?
I don't remember. If anything, this is going to be a democracy. I didn't
Yes.
vote for him.
I didn't vote for me either.
I will write in a vote right now.
Who says
I-
we need to vote?
That's how voting
What?
works.
They brought up democracy.
I really like democracy. See, we are in Oga for a reason. We just go with the flow here.
Like a
Uh,
river.
Yeah,
Like
with-
a river.
with
Or the
pearls.
ocean.
Or the ocean. And I'm a pearl.
I don't know what that means.
Okay. It's alright. I'm a pearl.
Mollusk spit her out. It's fine.
Oh,
So, back to task.
Hmm.
We head here, yes?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Olive breaks off the last of her bread and like scoops out the, like eats the rest of her stool. It's just
What?
she does not eat stool. I'm so sorry. Ew. Oh God. Maybe they just
That's no, that's canon now.
Blue collar, I suppose.
Now you know what the stables are for.
Bruce pushes his plate of food away.
Pudding.
This is the worst idea I've ever seen. Go on.
Why do you think I had to use prestidigitation on my food?
Oh god. Okay, can we please say stew and move on?
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Oh god.
Anyway.
Okay. Yes.
So you
Does
finish
anyone
your
know the way?
finish your stool. There is no address on the announcement.
All right. You mentioned that there's 4 names carved into something.
There are names carved into all of the horseshoes
Oh, and the horseshoes.
that adorn
Okay.
the far wall. The one wall of this tavern is just entirely covered with horseshoes. It's gonna be hundreds of them.
Melt that down into a bigger horseshoe.
Okay, I thought you said that there was like 4 specific names.
There are at least 4 of them there.
Okay. All right. I'll just erase that from my notes.
Many names, not 4 names. When we came in, did they look like names of horses? Can I take a look at the names?
Sure. Looking through all of them, they don't strike you necessarily as people names. Some of them are, some of them are not. Some of them do sound like names of animals. But who's to really say?
All right. Looking at the message again, there you said there's no address or anything.
Just a name.
Is there like on the back of it anything like where the page was like drew up on like something that has like some sort of stationery or something? Or
Is there a calling card on the back?
hey, calling card.
Flipping it over, it just appears like it was written on a piece of parchment. There's nothing on the back.
Okay.
Are any of you from here? I forget.
I've been here once or twice, but just passing through.
You always keep moving. You never stay in one place.
Most places are the first place for me.
I can't do my job in a city.
You have a job
Do you have
as
a
well?
like? You have a like real job?
I have a means of employment that I ply as a trade.
So like you're gonna double dip your wages, right? That's pretty good.
Depends on what we do.
I didn't know you had a real job. I thought you were just, looking for stuff. Anyway, not important.
So, having walked sort of through town in your arrival here, you are at least generally familiar with the layout itself. And the town of Crennel Bend is divided into kind of 4 sections. There's a walled-in section up in the sort of top northern area, which is called the Dominastre, which you've heard people talk about. It appears to be perhaps like sort of like the capital house of governance or something like that of there. And then to the sort of northeast and the northwest, respectively, are Upperton West and Upperton East there. And then the sort of lower area in the center that makes up much of the town itself, nestled between the sort of 2 curves of this bending river, is an area of town known as the Bend. And the river itself is called the Whispering Rill, which the heading eastward traces its way all the way back out to the coast itself, and then if you follow it westward, it eventually turns up north and makes its way all the way back sort of through Ogral and up towards the Devrock Mountains. But that is many, 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 many miles away. Outside of town that you saw while you're coming in appears to be some kind of fort that's currently under construction. There has a camp of workers outside, but it didn't appear all that busy on your way in.
I'm gonna go ask the bartender, because I assume there is one, if they know of this Shiva.
Shavya.
Shava.
This who?
Shava.
This
Sorry.
what?
Shiva.
Shivs.
Why-
All I can think about shivs. All right. So going up, there is a man there, tending bar, middle-aged. You need a refill.
Well, yeah, while I'm up here, you might as well. But actually, the message board there. Thank you. Do you know anyone named I'm gonna say it wrong again. Shiva?
I'm literally
Shiva?
banging on a drum.
Shavya?
Shavia.
Yeah, there's been a couple of people asking about her. Never met her myself, but, I do hear things. There's a few, he kind of like leans in closer and then just sort of waits for you to lean in a little bit closer.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do, he just sort of like nods, like you've agreed that this is like now a secret conversation that you're having. Well, a lot of people have said that she's a witch who abducts lone travelers that head up north of the city.
Can you be witches of just one specific animal?
No, abducts, as in takes.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. I'll get
If she
closer
weighs
to you.
as much as a duck.
The duck witch is she's further to the east. Don't
So you
mess
can't
with her.
be a witch of just one specific
Yes,
animal.
there
That's
is.
very interesting.
There is. You've never heard of the duck witch of Asparia? Yeah.
I thought Duckwitch was a place.
Well,
Okay,
at any
so-
rate,
Whose cat is this? I found one.
oh, they're all over the place around here. Feel free to keep it if you like.
You're lying for 3 minutes.
So, this witch is, they say she abducts lone travelers who sort of wander their way north and, then, takes control of their minds and sends them out into the world to do her bidding. So if you're headed up north, don't go alone.
Well, hold on. So there's this known witch that abducts people, right? And uses them to do her bidding. So why is she posting something for hire? Ooh, I'm so going there.
Just don't go alone. Don't think she abducts groups.
Oh, not
No.
okay. So,
Families of 4 and such are safe.
Okay. What about 5?
5 is probably even safer.
All right,
That is
cool.
right out.
Once 4 being the number of your family shall be reached. And stoppest having 9 children.
So
Jump
do you
snuck
think
it.
that she's north because she? I mean, if you head north, that's where
That's where she
Yeah.
lives. Yeah,
Okay.
she has an estate up there.
Oh, so you
Hasn't
know
been
where-
seen in town in, well, years from what I know. You'd have to ask some of the older residents. They might know a little bit more, but all I've heard is rumors.
Oh wait, so you mean like one of those over there? Is that an older resident?
That's
Stop pointing.
so there's a table of like elderly gentlemen who appear to be playing some sort of game. They all sort of turn and look over at you, and he just like leans back in.
I forgot.
Yeah, they're here pretty much every day.
So what you can't tell me, they can tell me.
Well, on certain subjects, most likely. Other subjects, I can probably tell you things that they can't.
Well, how about directions? Can you give me directions
There's north, east, south.
to the estate that we're talking about here?
It's somewhere in the woods north of here, maybe about half a day's travel.
half a day. Ay ay ay. You got traveling snacks?
I mean, there's plenty about. I usually serve stationary snacks, but if you head to the Prepared Traveler Bazaar in the center of town, they've got just about anything you need for traveling. It's where most of the people in caravans seeking to ship out here go to stock up before they go. They can help you with,
Caravans, you say?
yeah, passage west. Is that where y'all are headed?
We don't know yet. We're just trying to figure stuff out, just getting the lay of the land.
If you are, don't go it alone. That's no trifle of a road there. People tell you there's paradise on the other side, but it's a whole mess load of desert between us and them.
So plenty of water is what I'm hearing.
No, it's a desert.
Yeah, so water. You need some water to travel to
Right.
get to the other side of the desert.
I
You need
agree.
water.
That is a ration that you should provide yourself should you attempt the journey. But I don't encourage you trying to do it all
Alone.
independent. Like, no, fine. There are guides, and there are
Good guide.
guides for the caravans. They'll show you the safest routes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Couldn't you just, like, theoretically, just follow a caravan and then you just
Sure.
get a guide for free?
Yeah, I hear the scorpions like to pick off any stragglers in the back, so as long
Not
as
me.
you can...
Do you see this here dagger?
Yeah.
I can throw it across the room and hit anything I want. So those scorpions get me.
All right.
So what if there's 2 of them?
Ka-ka! 2 daggers.
All right, no weapons in here. We get your
Okay.
point. We get your point. Both of them.
I got more points.
What if there's 3?
What if there was a family of 4 scorpions that came out after you? All right, I see that this trend can continue indefinitely, so I'll pose a different line of questioning.
Over to Olive and go, what is going on over there? She's just pulling out knives.
No, I'm not super well traveled, but I'm pretty sure this is not how you get directions.
I wasn't under the impression it involved so many sharp objects.
I know.
She's
usually
definitely threatening that person over there.
Should we intercede? It'll probably be fine if she just kicks back.
All right.
Hmm.
You've given a lot of valuable information. Also a backup person to ask if I need to. So you've been really helpful. But I'm not going to give you this. Okay. Thanks. Bye-bye.
See this? It's fine.
You travel safe, you hear?
Scorpions. I will tell you this information only. There are scorpions that follow caravans. We should go north. She's not a duck witch, but she abducts people. We should be careful and not go alone.
What's a duck witch?
I don't know. I've never heard one before today.
So this
I've
call
never read about a duck witch.
for people is a fishing the metaphor.
Fishing metaphor.
She's abducting people. She wants to capture them in nets.
I don't know. She apparently.
Do you capture ducks in nets?
You can capture almost anything in a net. A good
I suppose
net.
if it's the right size net.
Well, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I am too. Like, right? Why would you put out a message board for a whole party of people if you just abduct people one by one and have them do your work anyway? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she does mind control.
Well,
It seems like a lot of clues would be left behind that you're taking people.
so the fact that you're trying to go there after she put out her thing sort of makes me think that maybe she will abduct you when you're there.
Did you say adopt?
Maybe.
Well, the guy over there said that, she doesn't really do it to groups of people. She just does it to individuals.
That doesn't seem consistent.
It doesn't. So you're interested, right?
Aren't groups just lots of individuals?
You're right, Groost. That is absolutely correct.
Alright.
So what you're
That's
saying
bad.
is she has an entire mansion full of other people's stuff.
And also, there's caravans on the way.
What
Wait,
does
on
that
the way.
have to do with anything?
Follow the caravans.
It
though.
doesn't
Lead us
have
right-
anything to do with anything. I didn't mention it at all.
You would know the caravans are headed from here going west, and she is north of here. Very much not on the main travel road out west.
That is my own personal information that I'm keeping to myself. That I've already shared with you.
Well, this place is a bit disappointing. I thought it was pot roast and not pot hole. So we should definitely maybe head to the north and see what can't be gained from this infamous character. A story's
Oh
afoot.
yeah.
A
If you
story's
want
afoot.
more, the old people in town know what's going on with the estate. If you want further information, but I probably shouldn't be the one to ask because I already pointed at them earlier and they're like, "What?" So.
You know, old people are just people too. It's not like a thing. where,
Yeah,
like,
but they've been
they're
here
that
forever and
different.
they know all the tales and stuff.
You say it like it's a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing at all. It's great. Look, they have information.
There's nothing
They
wrong with
have
being old.
wisdom.
Yeah.
I have daggers.
I'm gonna go talk to the old people.
I will go with you.
I will do this from the chair with my hands. Well, let's see how this works.
Bruce is gonna look through any packs you guys leave behind.
Okay. I mean, she's still got like her weapons on her and everything, but her pack is kind of sitting off to the side.
Bruce is rummaging.
I don't remember what's in there.
How tall's Groost?
The only thing that you find besides
Small. Very small.
the only thing that you find in her pack aside from like basic traveling gear is that there is a wooden case containing a couple of very old looking maps.
Bruce doesn't care about that. Bruce is instead going to take like a bit of tinfoil that's covering whatever rations you have available.
Just like dumps most of my jerky just like loose back into my bag.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of straighten and resettle my swords on my back and walk over to the table of
All right.
This is
Village
dead.
elders.
Oh.
As you head over, there are three gentlemen there. Two of them appear to be playing some kind of game that involves sort of two concentric circles, and there's a couple of different little pieces on it. They kind of take turns moving the pieces between the circles, and occasionally one removes a piece or something like that. And as you come over, they kind of stop and look up at you, and the one who isn't playing kind of gestures out and sort of offers a spaced seat as everyone kind of shifts in a little bit. You, do you play?
Is this a game that I recognize?
I don't know. Is it?
Well, it's not a game the player recognizes.
Does your character recognize it?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Well, that means you don't recognize it, because if your character doesn't recognize it, to ask if they recognize it, then they don't recognize it.
Recognize.
You can decide whether or not you recognize this game or not. It has absolutely no bearing on anything that's happening.
I think because Olive has come over too, if it's a perceivably old person's game, she knows it. Because it's something that, just like, playing bridge or whatnot might be, commonly done.
Well, since you are familiar with it, you can tell everybody what it is called and how it is played, basically.
All right. So this is this is Fate Ring. So, and you are trying to move as many of your pieces into the other piece's ring. So it's kind of like this offense and defense type of thing. Some of the tiles that you can move depend on the number or symbols that might be on your pieces, and whether or not they're able to move forward, and whether or not you can bet on if you can move them forward. So it's kind of like a little bit of betting, a little bit of strategy. That is Fate Ring.
I think Sahara is not familiar with it, but as you explain this, you can tell that there's like a really keen interest on her face as you explain it. But she kind of like swings the chair out, and kind of sits on it backwards and rests her arms on the back of it, and kind of like sets her chin on her wrists.
I think I point to one of the gentlemen at the opposite corner and I go, "You don't want to move there."
There's two rings. Oh.
You just want to, I'm just saying, you could have won this a turn ago.
I don't think so. He's using the Smurf Neblin defense on me.
What? What?
That defense is totally penetrable. You should have been able to use the roundhouse right hook to get in there, and you would have been fine.
I've been telling him this for days. They play the same game over and over again.
See, when I'm stuck, I just kind of sit at the other end of the table, and then I find it opens up like a different part of my mind.
Seats are too comfortable. Such is life, though. What can we do for you, young ladies?
Oh, sorry. It's been a while since I've been called young. That was nice. We're trying to make our way to this, Shavia.
Oh, what brings you up that way? It's a name I have not heard in a bit.
Well, just looking for some honest work and, maybe trying to do something new with my life.
Well, no shortage of excitement from that line of employ, I would imagine. I wonder what Xavia's been up to all these years.
Did you know her from before?
Know of her from before, yes, but not... you could say that she was probably a hard person to know. However, she... Well, as the stories go, I mean, you know, the town here has not been around, even the better part of a century. Probably about only 5 decades or so, and she was around at the beginning, and extremely wealthy. Not sure how or why, but you don't ask questions when somebody shows up with money. I was a young lad back then, and tending to the farms and making the food to eat. But she poured so much money into this town that things grew and grew. And I swear that there was a period of time she single-handedly funded this whole damn place. And didn't want to live here, but lived just up north. That's where she set up her homestead. Call it Amber Lake. I've heard that there is a shiny golden lake in the center of her property that is something that is splendorous for the eye to see. But that's neither here nor there, because these old legs can't make that walk anymore. Yeah. She was, magic. Magic was her thing. Great wizard, they said. Some sort of power. She used Agra like a playground. And there's plenty of things to catch any young and powerful creature's eyes around here, and it's no wonder that she probably didn't take over the whole damn place. I'd swear she was very good, but there was something that anchored her here. So back she came, time and time again. Yeah.
Well, there is something to be said about your own hearth. Not, being a place that makes you feel at ease.
I agree. And I think that lots of rumors tell children to stay at home and listen to their mammies and pappies, but I don't really know. I couldn't think that she'd be out there abducting children and boiling their bones for broth or anything. She's far too smart for that sort of thing. She was kidnapping people. You wouldn't know about it.
Well, I think people like to make stories about things that are old because they're scared of it.
That's true. You should hear what those boys down in Abon Street tell about me. They say this one time that I get sidetracked. She
Foghorn Lake.
yeah, it's been at least 8 years, 10 years since I think she's been around here. She was great friends with Karel a long time ago. Used to come and visit her farm almost daily. They would often take long walks up and back down the banks of the rill, and but don't know what happened. Seems this set of advertisements is new. Means something is happening. Which, calling my old bones excited a bit, but if all you youngsters are headed up there, then adventure is what you will get. What kind, I do not know, but adventure nonetheless.
Well, I think that's exactly what I was looking for.
Well, ain't no shortage of adventures here in town.
Well, your name again?
Ah,
I might look you up later.
my name is Jackal.
Well, that's a tricksy name for a tricksy man.
That's what the boys used to say.
Well, I look at Sahara. Anything else you needed? Alright. I stand up. Before leaving, I move a few pieces to guarantee Jackal's win, and I'm like, have a good day.
Thank you much. Seems like you already have figured out this fate stuff.
Take care. I go back, pick up my pack.
So I
Let's-
couldn't help but notice no one drew weapons this time.
I did. Why is all of my jerky just in my bag?
Oh, Groost was in your bag for a sec. Halfway, actually. In. All
No,
to his
I
waist.
don't think Bruce went in there.
No.
Cursed.
Nope.
I'm just
I
gonna
don't
say,
think I believe
We saw it. It was right there.
Maybe you went in the back because I didn't see Bruce in there.
I haven't moved from my spot. My bag is
Gr-
right
Groost-
underneath me.
Chris like reaches up and like folds his ears over so he can't hear you.
Anyway, that's why this bag is tied off with a bell.
You think a bell's gonna stop some thieves? Because let me tell you,
No,
I can get
that's
into
not
that
the
with that.
whole. No, you don't. It's for, you know, bells.
just have bells, just for bells' sake.
No,
Alright.
to let us know. Bell is like a church bell. It's time to look at Groost in my bag.
Alright.
it's the Groost bell.
Bruce didn't go in your pack. I don't know what he's talking about.
I try to like rearrange the jerky to like recontain it.
son, if you touch my spices, we're all gonna suffer.
Anyway, which? Huh? Which way to the which?
I have a bad
the
feeling
north.
about this.
That we already knew that. Wait, did you not get anything?
I think people just make up stories about what they don't know.
Oh, they were giving you the business.
The
Oh.
bartender was, yeah.
What about the old people?
Yeah. She's saying that she built this town. She's been kind of a
Oh.
recluse. And she
He's
is a
got lots of money. now.
Engineers are
Big-
always recluses. I know a few.
practitioner of magic, all around Ogral,
Mm.
but has been kind of a recluse for a while. So,
Sounds like a great spot to go to me.
We don't know the spot yet. We have a region.
Well, we can
we
just
do know
go north.
about an amber lake.
Oh,
So there is a lake of golden water in the middle of that property.
I wonder why. I wonder what's in there. What do you think's in there?
Water.
Pearls?
It's a lake.
oh, pearls are possible.
You think there's gold in there? Silver? Platinum?
Probably not. That would be in a mine.
Swords?
Yeah,
Rusted
swords
maybe.
actually
Rubies?
Oh.
naturally occurring.
What about fish?
Oh, fish!
Probably.
Fish.
Probably.
That
Probably.
fish.
Probably goldfish.
Ooh! Goldfish! We're so
Goldfi-
going.
Goldfish.
Goldfish. Fish made out of gold.
We're going to be rich.
Yes! Rich!
Rich.
I am questioning a lot of my choices.
You're making
now.
someone pray. Knock it off.
I'm questioning all of my choices. Let's go. We
Um,
go.
The person that they said she was friends with, that she would visit her farm daily, I'm also telling them about this. What was the name? I had like Corral. Like, what was that name? Was it sound like Corral or Krell?
Corral. Well-based. Corral.
Thank you. And this person was still around, correct? That they said.
Yes.
Okay. If we want, she's got a friend in town that she used to visit. Maybe we can do something hospitable by stopping by and delivering a message from her friend.
Excellent. I'm really good at singing telegrams.
Oh, can you sing us one while we walk?
Yes, you just need to purchase a telegram and put the contents on paper, and then I shall sing it to you.
What? I had to make it up myself?
Well, it's a telegram, yes.
Can I just like tell you some keywords and then you can come up with something?
You can, but it costs more.
Oh. No, thanks.
How do we steal a service?
That's a good question.
I have no idea what you said there.
I wasn't not talking to you.
I don't understand.
Stop listening.
What? What?
Stop.
Close your
Stop.
ears like
Stop.
Groose does.
Stop.
My ears are
Do it.
not quite flappable.
Stop.
I can only get the left one to move a little bit. How do I
Anyway.
do this?
That's a good
Can I get one clarifying? It doesn't necessarily need to be a whole conversation again, but about maybe the location of where this Carol, what like that farm was.
She is the owner and sort of manager of the Riverview Farmstead, which is the very sort of south, sort of nestled into the tip of the bend there. Now labeled on your map.
Thank you. Do we want to stop there before we head up, or do we want to just head up?
Well, if you want my opinion, I think we should just head up. No! I have changed my mind. Let's go to the farm. Farms have chickens.
Sometimes ducks.
Sometimes ducks. But not goldfish.
All right.
Anyone else?
So, off to the Riverview Farmstead you go after finishing up your stool and drinks and heading out of the pothole, which is sort of up end.
Let's go.
Pothole is up here. So making your way southwards towards the bend, and you see very much this whole town is sort of named after the bend in the river that it is. And more towards the south, there's a bit more hustle and bustle about town. Lots of sort of horse-drawn carriages coming in, going, all sort of dotted along the way are various vendors of wide variety of wares, some exotic, seeming from faraway lands, others sort of simple, more mundane items, but very sort of small things. And you do walk past this centralized kind of mall area, which appears to be almost like an open air mall itself, with every kind of shop you could imagine, sort of seemingly all within this one kind of larger sectioned off area. Like it was all part of it's like the Walmart superstore of everything. There's a blacksmith and a grocer and sort of adventuring gear, any of that kind of stuff. But making your way south, you do see sort of punctuated a bit over the sort of skyline, if you will, not really a skyline, but about over the roofs and such of these other houses is a windmill that stands maybe about 4 stories tall and just slowly swirls away in the wind. Surrounded, there's a bunch of fields that kind of go out all the way to the water's edge there. The bridges kind of flank property on either side. And you see there are people working in the fields there, and then sort of a collection of buildings just sort of around it. Yes, questions?
Just quick question. Walking through this bazaar, and just through the what we've observed casually from the city, does it look like a place where very low level magic exists? Like, are people for example, doing mending cantrips or, prestidigitation? Have we seen kind of that very small level of magic, or does this place seem like a place where only the extraordinary do magic? What's the kind of gauge on this city?
You haven't really seen. There's nothing in the city itself that seems magical. There's lights or torches and that kind of stuff. Very rarely, it does seem like people do very basic magic, but that's 5% of the population maybe. So the magic is something that people don't necessarily they're not just gonna drop everything and be like, a miracle has happened, but
Right.
they are aware of it, but it's not something that is being practiced, it doesn't seem.
Okay, I just wanted to gauge would it be a scene, or is it okay, cool.
So, you find yourself sort of standing by the fence of this large sort of fielded area. It's by no means like, you know, hundreds of acres of farmland. It's probably about, you know, 2 or 3 acres. It's a pretty small farm. But it appears like all manner of different produce is growing away in the fields. Irrigation from the river.
Gourds, nice.
I'd like to take some food,
Ah,
crops.
I don't see the gods.
Don't steal things from the person we're trying to make friends with.
I would like to steal some food.
All right.
Sneakily!
It's not ripe. Don't eat that gourd.
I'm taking vegetables.
All right.
and
I would like you
whatever's
to
there.
make a stealth check at disadvantage because you are in the middle of a field that has no cover.
I'm watching from the dirt road.
Oh no, the
Agreed.
disadvantage button's in there. How do I change this?
Just roll twice.
What are you?
Would you ask me? Stealth.
Gross would like to
Oh.
try and
Okay, it's on that automatic thing. Okay. First
on-
Bruce
number.
Groose, while this is going on, is trying to use his tiny body to like cover the act.
All right. I will add
Amateurs.
that. I will add that to the. Yeah, I will
This should
add that to the
ingratiate
thing.
us to the host. They'll
Um,
likely tell us everything we need to know after this.
So as you kind of like hop the fence, jangling your way over a couple of rows and try to snag something, one of the farmhands sort of looks up and like their expression is one of surprise, but also like are you kidding me? And she yells over to you, no. It's not how this works. This is not a community farm. You gotta
There's
pay
a
for it.
rock in one of these things, and I was just trying to get the rock.
There's a fence for a reason.
I want that rock though. I'm gonna get this rock.
She sort of bends over and sort of rummages something at the ground, and you see her pick up a hand crossbow and load a bolt into it, and then she points it at you. Get the fuck off of my farm.
I bend down and grab a rock and then run over the fence.
I've turned my back on this.
And she begins to walk over closer to all of you. You see female, looks to be probably wood elf, brownish hair that looks like it would probably come down to sort of like lower back, but it has been braided, and the braids sort of come up and curl around and go pretty ornately, dressed in, you know, working garb attire. Looks like she's been toiling in the fields. Sort of looks over at you with piercing sort of golden amberish colored eyes, and just continues over to the side of the fence with her hand crossbow kind of trained at you. You're really going to steal from me in broad
Rock?
daylight?
A rock's not really stealing. It's dirt, like clumped together over time into a hard-formed rock.
So
Not really stealing.
you've just shown me that you are not only brazen in your intents, but also really quite stupid. Do you realize that all of this, why this is valuable? It's not because of the plants. It's because of the earth, the land.
Okay, rocks. You want the rock back? You give me the rock back.
I push her forward a little bit, like
Wait, I've never seen someone be so protective of a rock before. I actually want this rock. I can't give it back to you.
I take the rock away.
No, that's my rock.
Not anymore, it's not. You've lost rock privileges. I hand the rock back. My apologies for my companion.
I'm gonna
Gross,
get that rock.
Gross this entire time is still just like angling himself like around her, arms outstretched, as if hiding everything going on.
So she takes the rock and sort of looks back at like the place from whence you took it, and does sort of like uncocks the hand crossbow and lowers it. You seem like you're new in town.
Yeah.
Perhaps
Protective of rocks.
perhaps
Okay,
the best
let's drop the
way
rock.
the best way for you to make it through whatever your time is going to be here is perhaps heading off west to your paradise city as quickly as possible. Next caravan's leaving tomorrow.
We were actually
Well,
more
does
interested in
she have a
heading
schedule?
north.
That's actually pretty useful. Hey, so you know the caravan schedule. That's pretty
Someone just like throws her hands up.
Is there a time of day, like morning? Is the sun above
no,
us, or is it like late evening?
I just like shoving her away.
I poke her in the ribs so hard.
We're not really interested in Azrael at the moment. We're more interested in going north towards Amber Lake.
She kind of recoils a little bit. This is nothing for you up north.
How do you know? There
Well-
might be rocks there that I can actually take.
I elbow her again.
As perhaps severe as my reaction is here, if you try to take things from Amber Lake, you may find yourself, in a bit more trouble.
We had heard that the Lady of Amber Lake is interested in hiring a group of people
Us.
with unique talents. Which I understand.
This just got spicy.
I understand is perhaps a little bit unbelievable considering what you've seen so far.
I don't know
plenty
what
of-
you're talking about. I'm one of the best rock stealers ever. You just, happen
But yes,
to be
dear,
really
we caught you
protective
on
of rocks.
we caught you on a bad day.
Mm-hmm. I got a big rock collection. I would show you, but I don't think you deserve to see my rock collection.
No one deserves to see your rock collection.
That's
anyway.
right, only Groost.
Okay.
Well, charmed.
Uh,
I don't know anything about this job to the north. I've got work to do.
Do you, word was that, are you Kara L? Correct. Did I say it right?
Corel, yes.
Word is
Cal
from, the Jackal that you, were friends with someone that lives up there for a while.
Well, maybe the jackal should have a few less to drink.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Who I was friends with in the past is not a matter for conversation with strangers. There's nothing for you up north. I suggest you leave it be.
Well, we're not strangers because we returned your walk to you. That means that we helped you, so we can be friends.
Since you're all clearly new around here, perhaps I should explain something to you.
Yes.
There is no city guard. There is no policing agency here. If you steal from someone, you're at their mercy as to how grave an offense they might think.
So, if you take our walk from us, and we're like, wow, that's not nice. I'm going to kill you and take your walks. That's okay, because there's no gods? Not that I would do that to you.
That's exactly what I heard.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing about Colonel Bend is that everyone here takes care of everyone else here. And if you kill the person who, tends to this wonderful farmstead, which is very special in so many ways, you all will have more than
Oh, I'm
just
not with
me
them.
to contend with.
That's
So I caution you to curb whatever this instinct is.
Believe me, I have every intention of doing so. Thank you very much for your time. We greatly appreciate it. And
turn to. Is it Qatar? How do you say your name again, Holly?
Guitar.
Qatar. That wasn't very funny.
What? No, it wasn't. I
She
can
said
only
it.
come up with rocks.
She said the funny thing, but then she didn't say a joke. I don't understand.
I don't get it either. It's okay, we just won't be friends with her. And apparently we can't take her rocks.
As you sort of she turns and walks away from you, she walks back and she puts the rock down to, from what you can see, almost exactly where you picked it up from.
Weird. Do you think if I kick this stump over here, she would get offended?
I will tie both of you.
For kicking a stump?
Yes,
Hey.
for antagonizing people.
We're not antagonizing anybody. She antagonized us.
Time
She
out.
is-
Oh, go ahead. You can
Time,
talk, Sahara.
time out, Olive, first of the session. First charge timeout.
Look, I'm gonna start kind of chipping people away. And then like once we've like gotten some ground away from the farm, I'm gonna grab Groose by kind of the back of his little jerkin, and I'm gonna put like a hand on Guitar and say, look, if you're going to steal things, you have to be good at it. Are you listening to me? I will not get off until I make sure that you are listening to me.
You want me to practice on you? Can I steal something from you?
If you can, sure.
Okay, you got it.
Hey, Sahara. Look what I took from the farm. I say, giving Guitar a look, and then I like reach into my bag and take a long time, like reaching in, rummaging it. It's in here somewhere, under all of my gold and gems. Somewhere in here. Groose like looking up at Guitarion, and then like, are you gonna steal?
Oh! I was not getting it. Apparently, no, I'm not.
No, it's okay. Groose continues this for like 2 minutes, sort of like that look getting more and more like.
I was waiting to see what you stole from the farm.
I drop both of them.
Here's the thing, child.
You were supposed to. I was giving you the look. We talked
Oh,
about
I'm sorry. We gotta work on the look. We
It's
gotta
fine.
work on the look.
It's like this.
Okay.
It's when I'm distracting them, so you steal from them.
Okay. I was just gonna,
Alright,
do it
Alright,
later,
we'll
but
try to
I got you.
next time.
Alright.
Next time.
Okay, next time.
I'm so taking the alarm spell when I get a chance. To the north.
All right, so you about face and make your way up across a town to the north. The gates to the Dominastery are open, and you can kind of walk. It's not like gated off, like no one can come in here. It's just sort of more of like a protective stone wall there. The wall itself is maybe about 10 or 12 feet tall, so it's by no means an impregnable fortress. The gate there is open and it sort of leads through as a road to the north itself. There are a couple of much taller, more ornately constructed buildings here, and on your right, as you sort of head towards the northmost gate of the city, it's almost a cathedral-looking, sort of Gothic construction style architecture building that has sort of some buttresses out the sides and very tall, sort of arching roofs. And out in front, there's somebody dressed in sort of all sort of bright red robe with a silver sort of rope lanyard kind of tied around their waist, very kind of ceremonially, there is a hood on the robe, but it's not up. And they have a collection of papers as you walk by, and as you all approach, the younger gentleman steps forward. The World's Kiss always needs more members for its embrace. Services every day at noon.
Every day. That's too much commitment for me.
It's a bit early.
Come as much or as little as you like, but none the same. The World's Kiss will give you its embrace. He keeps like trying to like push the pamphlet into your
No,
into your
it's
hands.
okay. I hold my own services. I worship the great Maglubiat, Big Goblin, the Battle Lord. He will bring us from this earth into victorious something. Haven't been told that part yet.
Yeah.
So, I can't. There's not room in this heart for two.
Understandable. Our belief is one not in a god, but in the spirit of our own people, and therefore there is much room in any creature's heart to adopt our philosophies and teachings alongside their own. Surely a way to prosperity by sheer chance is something your god would embrace.
No.
Honor your god through elevating yourself.
He does like elevation. Well, I like elevation. I'm going to elevate myself so I can be a 7 to 11 foot goblin eventually. When the great Maglubiat smiles down upon me for my deeds.
Be a glorious day.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
come
unless you guys have got any.
tomorrow at noon. At least, perhaps try.
Do you worship rocks or something?
Do you serve food?
Ooh. That's
There
a good
is often food, yes.
I suddenly have room in my heart.
He sort of hands you the pamphlet. Well, I look
Starts
forward to
eating it.
seeing you. And
I pulled that pamphlet out of Bruce's mouth.
be safe on your travels, and may the World's Kiss embrace you.
Is
Is
there
that
a lot of
rocks
kissing?
or sun?
I'm not really big on PDA.
What's PDA?
It's pada. Now,
Oh.
is there a lot of kissing at these events?
Oh.
The kiss is a metaphor.
Oh, I'm not interested anymore.
You should try, to like spice up your act there by lying or something. Like add something spicy in there to get people to attend. Maybe that's how you get more kisses.
I think that the excitement of attending and leaving richer than one entered is
Richer.
enough
What?
draw for...
Well, you didn't say that.
You
You
didn't say
didn't say that
richer.
though.
You didn't mention anything about gold.
Yeah, you didn't say you're gonna get richer if you come here.
What other
didn't
ways
say
are
that.
there to elevate oneself?
Just like bigger shoes.
Or you could climb, or
Yeah, or like,
jump.
Learn more, expand your mind, embrace other
No,
philosophies.
Stop. No.
Sorry.
No.
Jumping.
Jumping.
Your answers will be in the leaflet.
I found
Can
another
I- can I
cat.
have-
You
Can I have a
another
fresh one? I've only got half of this one left.
He hands you one.
Take-
Yes.
You should lead with that. Next time, just lead with that.
Start with the gold.
Yeah.
I'll take one too and stick it in my book.
Please feel free to return to the Cormont at any time. Services are at noon and last for 1 hour.
You felt elevated now?
I'm going to indulge it.
I don't feel elevated either. I didn't jump.
Thanks. Okay, we're going now, yes?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. You depart up, and there is a fairly clear road that leads to the north that you follow along for an hour or so, and you come across two figures, sort of headed in the same direction as you, headed north. There appears to be a man and a woman, probably about, good 200 feet ahead of you. You can now just sort of see them. They're headed in the same direction. On either side of you is fairly thick wooded area. The farther you get from the road, the more sort of marshy it seems. That's very consistent with the sort of basic geography of the land. There's large places of Agral that are just sort of forested, swampy areas. There's a reason it's not densely settled and attractive of lots of people. It's because there's just a lot of the places here are just fucking miserable. But on the elevated areas, it is sustainable in that. And this is where all of the water runs down off of the mountains of Dove Rock into Agral. So it's sort of constantly saturated there. But host to many creatures who enjoy that sort of there. And so upon seeing these two people up ahead of you, we'll take our break there and then proceed to the north. It's a thing. So far, we've treated NPCs well and happily, and are reaping the benefits with elevated amounts of knowledge. Lovely.
Lots of knowledge gained.
The best knowledge.
The best.
Yeah, we've got all the
Rock
best knowledge.
How weird.
It's really, really, really funny that you tried to take a rock. I love it so much.
We actually got that info.
Cool. We'll be back in 5 minutes. So go grab some ice cream. Go grab someone else's ice cream. Don't take any rocks, though. And we will be right back. welcome back, everyone, as we start to eat our various goodies.
Oh, cookie dough. Is that cookie dough? Cookies and cream?
No, this is ice cream.
Flavored?
It is flavored, yes.
By the way, that fucking tavern owner. No tavern owner is that fucking witty. No tavern owner is just that ready to let fly with his fucking tight five.
I think
Maybe
he was
the tavern owner is an aspiring stand-up.
I think he was the best tavern owner we've ever talked to.
I irrationally decide whether or not I like an NPC based on how
Whether he has a
much
beard.
trouble I can get into.
Or he writes with his left or right hand.
I don't know. I got to live out my dream by creating a board game, so there we go.
Bro, that was great. I put that in my notes. Fate
Yeah.
ring.
Fate Ring, coming to stores near you. Cool. So, yeah, we're really hammering into the hard-hitting issues so far, which is good,
The important stuff.
as I expected. So, heading north, your pace seems to be a bit faster than the two people up on the road ahead of you. As you begin to slowly close the distance, you can take them into view now. It appears to be a man and a woman. The woman is carrying some sort of large basket that looks stuffed to the brim with something. And the man is armed, is wearing armor, stands probably about a foot taller than the woman. And you can see him just repeatedly kind of like gesturing politely towards the basket. And then like they kind of stop, and then she like looks up at him. They have some, you can't hear what they're saying. And then he just nods, they turn and then keep going. And then about a minute goes by, and then you can see him turn over and like gesture towards the basket again. The same thing kind of repeats every so often, and they'll go for another few minutes.
NPC loop. I get it.
Yeah. What would you all like to do with this?
I wonder what's in the basket.
Me too. My curiosity is just...
If they keep looking at it, it's probably valuable.
Probably is.
So, do you intend on making enemies of everyone we see?
Well, I hadn't decided what I was going to do yet.
That's not my question.
I don't intend to make any enemies of anybody.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because so far, that's
I
all
like
you've tried
everybody.
to do.
I like everybody I talk to. At first.
Just a series of happy accidents, I guess.
Well, no, everybody starts having problems with me. I don't do anything. I just want to be friends. Just want to.
So you do nothing to provoke people.
Never.
No. No.
The lack of self-awareness here is staggering.
I mean, eventually, you're gonna cross somebody, and then they're going to cross you off. So,
Don't know what that
be
means.
careful.
Grist, are you familiar with the concept of death?
I've heard of it.
Right. Well, sometimes when you provoke people unduly, they kill you.
I haven't provoked anybody yet.
Can you divine provoke for me?
What have I done to provoke somebody? I'm waiting.
Well, theft.
Well, that right there.
What did I steal? Tell me.
Well, you
Tell-
definitely took all the wrappers off of my jerky, for
Nope,
one thing.
Nope, wasn't me. Nope.
While this exchange is happening, I've moved forward.
It's like, go Olive, go, I'm distracting them.
But go.
All right. Making your way closer, I presume.
I want to know what's in that basket.
So,
I'm being very distracted.
yeah, Olive has, headed out a good 60 feet or so in front of all of you. So you're walking, fairly briskly at this point.
Yeah, it's taken a toll on her a little bit.
And they do sort of, the man kind of, eventually, like, look, once you start getting close enough, sort of, like, looks over his shoulder at you and kind of, like, holds out his hand to the woman he's with, and she kind of stops and turns and sort of, is everything all right?
Yeah, do you just ever make new friends and they're just a lot?
He sort of looks to his traveling companion and then back to you. Yeah, I think I can empathize with that.
Am I able to see what's in this basket just from casually talking to them?
Make an investigation roll. This is the first roll of the thing.
As you go inside and start rooting through, I see.
I get a 13.
All right.
Lucky.
Lucky number 13. All right. There's an Australian in the basket.
It pops out. G'day!
G'day, mate! I'm in a basket! Alright. It is, in fact, not an Australian in the basket. I know, Kel Surprise. It looks like the basket itself is filled with, you can sort of see a couple parts. It's one of those baskets that's sort of, it's curved underneath. There's a big handle, and then like you kind of like pile stuff up on it, and then you like fold something over the top. And you can see sticking out from it appears to be some like leafy greens. You kind of immediately recognize this as likely some type of like large basket of produce.
Oh, yes. Okay. I'm kind of new here. Sorry. Not only does my player have low charisma, I also have low charisma. Anyway, so what brings you up away from the center of town?
Just escorting Miss Ondine here back home. I'm a bit new to these parts myself. Just picked up some work, and it has been good. 3 days here is putting down some roots, staying in the places.
I stayed in one place for a long time. I'm looking to be on the move.
Well, you were moving pretty fast there. I almost threw my sword at you.
Oh, no, it's fine. Oh. Miss Ondine, do you live up here?
Just sort of
It's going well.
looks and,
Yeah.
and just
I think behind my back, I'm going, come on. Like, just...
I'm still bickering with Groost.
Undine just sort
I'll
of
model up.
looks at you and just gives you a little nod. And, yeah.
Hello. I see we've all made friends. No doubt. I've been introduced. I'm Grimmel. Grimmin, because, well, my father wanted me to be Grimmel, but my mother wouldn't have it, so Grimmin it is.
Well,
What's your names? I missed the introductions at first. I apologize.
I'm Caspian Surlo, and
Ooh,
this is
strong name.
Ondine.
Did you say auntie?
Ondine.
I see, I see. Little hard with the linguistics, you know. Different races, different language.
Everything is fine. Just ask me to repeat whatever you like, and I will make sure that I can be heard correctly.
Well, Olive and I and my other companions are headed to the north. Are you as well? Maybe we could share the road.
We are indeed headed north. probably about half an hour from our destination or so.
Oh, I see, I see.
Oh, they're going
How
the same
far off
direction.
is this Amber Lake, would you say?
Oh, Amber Lake. You headed to Amber Lake?
Well, at least the general vicinity. I don't know if it's a lakeside homestead or anything, but
The lake
yeah, we
is
have,
lake is on the property.
potential
Yes.
business.
Ah, are you? You must be adventurers for Xavier's advertisement.
Could you tell from my mandolin? No, it's clearly not mine. I'm borrowing it. It's fine. Anyway, yes. What do you know? We're looking for opportunities. We'd
Well-
love to know if this is a good one we should pursue.
I mean,
But we are keen to hear what the local people have to say, respectfully so, when it comes to whether there should be warnings we should heed. I've heard a few rumors already. It's hard to discern what could be true.
well, I can say that my 3 days working for Xavier have been nothing short of restful and fantastic. And Ondine here has been working for, gosh, must be at least 10 years from what Xavier said.
And so all of those terrible rumors about, abduction and I think there was a pie that she would put people in. I can't remember. There was some untoward things to be said in the pot roast pothole.
I can assure you that Xavier's quite kind, a bit eccentric in many ways, and I'm sure people don't understand all that she does and tries to do, but haven't seen any abducted people in my time there. Ondine, any abductions in your tenure there? And she just kind of looks up at all of you and just sort of shakes her head.
Looks down at me. Do my. Well, that sounds fantastic. Well, you say it's only about 30 minutes again from here?
Yes, you're welcome to share the road, but if you have business with Xavier, she's not there at the moment.
When
know
do you
which-
think we should have come back then?
Well, sort of looks back past you and then sort of looks down the other way, down the road. Not entirely sure. Is supposed to be home already, but she's been gone for over a day now.
Oh, just a day.
Oh, that's uncommon. She usually doesn't leave the grounds. So I was hired on to secure her estate and make sure that he smiles at Ondine. Everybody stays protected and things are safe there. I didn't think it was a great idea for her to leave, but she insisted. And well, if you ever meet her, then you know that if she insists on something, it happens. So I have a destination, but I don't know when she'll be back. It's already considerably past due.
Well, I suppose if she was in trouble, a good way to prove our worthiness as a hire might be to go find her. If you
Does
knew-
stand to
if you
reason.
knew where she had gone.
Yes, I can point you in the right direction, although I'm not entirely sure what the nature of her business was there. You see, she, well, perhaps I say too much. She has all sorts of business that most would be a little bit confused about, and I'm not one to ask too many questions, and unless it affects my work. Maybe that's why she hired me. But it is not too far from here. If I hadn't heard word, I would have headed out myself, but I don't want to leave Ondine all alone in the estate. It is a very big place without any protection. So,
I would love directions, I think, if you,
Let's just walk with them. We could maybe find out who the temporary head of the household is, who could share further reasons and directions. And you've said too much, but somebody can say just the right amount, and that's who we need to talk to.
there's only 3 of us that live at the estate.
And that's including
Shavia.
Shavia? Yes.
Oh.
Shavia, Ondine, and myself. Well, it's just the 2 of them for quite some time, but from what she told me when I was hired, that she was more and more concerned about her security and needed somebody to keep an eye on things from that regard.
During this conversation, what is like Ondine's kind of demeanor? Like, is she kind of like agreeable to be there with him? Is she kind of like like what is her kind of like overall vibe?
Make a insight check, please.
Yep. That would be a 17.
17. So, just sort of generally vibing on Dean as this is all going on. She is very politely like looking like anytime anyone is talking, she's looking right at the person who's talking, like almost like a tennis match going through. And she seems like she's a little bit fidgety with like her like holding something, like she's keeps kind of changing how she's gripping it. Very soft spoken anytime that she's talked. Doesn't appear like she's sort of impatient or anything. But there's a level of... At first it strikes you as almost disinterest, but then there's almost like this sort of like youth and almost like lack of full understanding of what's going on there, in that she's listening, but she's actively looking like she's listening, but you're not entirely sure that everything that's being said she's internalizing and reacting to each thing that's being said.
And she's blonde, right?
She is in fact blonde, yes.
I knew it. I mean,
Yeah, sort of a sandy blonde hair, and it's tied up into like a loose bun on the top of her head. It's kind of, it looks as if like her hair was done up very neatly at the beginning of the day, and then progressively there's just like little wisps and flyaways coming out around it, dressed monochromatically in kind of grays and other sort of darker shades of gray. Everything's very, very neutral, and looks very, very practical. She's wearing sort of like boots for walking and all of that, and the dress is high enough off the ground that it's not like it's by no means like noble attire, although it does in various places it is adorned and very pretty with sort of like ruffles and other embellishments. The bodice is sort of laced at the front, and then the only thing that sticks out to you is she has a very like wide kind of like choker ribbon necklace, and then hanging from it is a polished gold locket that hangs down, sort of sits like right in the center of her chest, and that's like by far the most color of her whole entire outfit. Like everything else is very understated, and that's just like bam, gold.
I just keep looking at it.
It is sort of like nestled like right between her bosom, or like
I can
right
tell
above.
you this,
Yeah.
as I speak for all, I'm just looking at the gold, that will happily help your employer, who is clearly capable of rewarding good deeds. Is that real gold? No, it's not. So, let's get you to the house where you'll feel comfortable, out away from the out in the open, and maybe you can point us in that right direction that you mentioned, and I'll confer with my friends, and we'll figure out how to best assist your employer, and then we have like a flyer about being employed. So that's like step 2, I guess.
Yes, you're second to answer the call, and I'm sure she'll look upon it favorably.
Competition. Well,
Would probably have made it up to us by this time, though. Oh, second. What happened to the first?
Fortunately, I'm not at liberty to say to prospective hires.
That sounds like sound HR
employer-employee
practice.
confidentiality. I can appreciate that. Good organizations, vast spanning ones, are very much about loyalty.
I will say this: loyalty is very much rewarded with Shavia, and she does take good care of those in her employ.
Money, 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 money. Yes, let's do this.
Undine, are you sure I can't carry that for you? She just sort of clutches it up a bit. No. All right. Well then, shall we?
That's Undine and her protectorate, knight, guard. That
Escort.
fellow. Whoa, yeah. Qatar.
What?
Shara.
Huh?
I'll show the other ones up.
You know,
I
as we
stopped
finish up.
shoving at Groost.
Okay. Sahara,
Yes.
you've convinced me. I see things your way. You are right.
Groost, I
Groose
can
gonna-
tell when you're
Gro-
lying at me.
Groose is gonna turn to Qatar. She'll never guess that I don't actually see things her way.
I'm just staring. I'm making direct eye contact with Olive over Groost's head.
She's fallen right into my ruse.
You're so good, Groost.
I'll play a little bit of a traveling tune, like I don't know, something Led Zeppelin or something. It's time to ramble on.
As you start playing, what are you playing? What musical instrument? What?
Yes. Let's see. I have a variety, and any instrument I don't have, I can make. But this time, it is my friend, the
Didgeridoo.
Well, what's the easy? I suppose it's the lute, just to keep things nice and
Alright.
simple at first.
So as you turn and pull out and start playing, music wafts.
There's a gnome that liked to walk in. Oh, go on.
Music wafts out into the air, and you'd all sort of started going. And as you do, Undine stops and kind of like turns around and looks a bit like quizzically at like you playing, and she's just like with genuine interest, and she just kind of like smiles a bit. And so
Music lover.
Caspian stops as well. Just sort of like looks back at you two.
Music is the doctor. It makes you feel like you ought to listen to the doctor.
She smiles and kind of nods, and you can tell she's like very very detailedly like watching like your fingers as you play and all of that. And then Caspian's like, all right, well, I'm not going to get there before nightfall unless we keep up the pace, but a little walking music never hurt anyone. And he just kind of like skips his first step, but he sort of tips the front of his toe on like a little rock and stumbles a little bit forward and goes, and off you go. Traveling for about, as they said, another half an hour until you come to an offshoot sort of drive from the road. There is an elaborate kind of wrought iron gate that is fashioned in very much almost kind of like an Art Nouveau, very flowing, curling designs where all of the pieces of iron are woven together almost like branches, and they fold up sort of out, and then they arch all the way up over the road itself and then come back down on the other side. It's not like a fence, it's just sort of like this ornate sort of gate, very purely decorative in it, and all of the ends of the pieces of metal where they like come and they just sort of don't curve back into anything has been hammered flat into like little leaves. Looks like it probably took some metalsmith or something a long time to make. It is fairly clean. Doesn't look like the metal itself has aged or been weathered in any way. Looks sort of like new and polished. Is the way, and you can see the drive itself, the driveway is sort of like this very fine crushed white stone that heads sort of a winding path sort of still through the this forest, but the underbrush portions of the forest look like they're like a little bit kept in check a bit more, so you can actually kind of like see through it, whereas everywhere else is dense and almost jungle-like. This is, appears to be landscaped to some extent, although not manicured in any way. And you do see kind of off in the distance to your right as you make your way down a little bit, there is like this very faint sort of like yellowish glow that just kind of like permeates up from the ground through the kind of almost like foggy early evening air, but very much sort of like off the side, maybe even like a quarter mile away or something, but it's definitely sort of in contrast to the light that's coming from the sun in a way that catches your eye, and the trees are silhouetted against it. And you make your way forward, and you do see a single building. Looks to be 2 stories, somewhat sprawling out about the landscape. Very much sort of a dark Gothic, again, kind of like Art Nouveau styling to it. The building itself is as much metal as it is wood. The wood itself is all a very dark, sort of purplish hued grain in something that seems like nothing you've seen before, and the various embellishments of it and the windows, just sort of like around the windows themselves, is green, and it looks like the wood itself is green, and it's not just like painted green. It's this very sort of natural wood grain finish to all of it. And then in all of the places where you would imagine there being sort of structural supports or like larger beams, there are these sort of intricately woven bits of metal, much like the gate that adorned in the front, that all curve up and around. And most of the house is very sort of like geometric, as you would figure, but there are some other parts of it that look almost organic in nature, and they come out into these big sweeping curves. It looks like almost like a piece of sort of like modern art of like what would happen if you melded sort of architecture into nature and then like sort of blurred the lines between them. The front door, and so the front doors, as you approach, are again a set of double doors, look like heavy oak doors. They don't have any doorknobs or anything on them. They just have 2 sort of circles, again adorned of this same wreathing of metallic vines almost. And as you approach the doors, Undine just sort of reaches out, and she just sort of touches her fingers lightly in the, like the circle of the doors, and the doors open. You can see this long sort of foyer-like hall there, and as she sort of steps in, the doors open. She kind of steps to to the side, kind of like facing in, like you would guess like a servant would greet you as you come in. And so just holding it there. She just kind of sweeps out her hand. Welcome to Amber Lake.
Wow.
Wow.
It is pretty spectacular the first time you see it, for sure.
What's
Was it like
this
the
wood
second
about?
time?
Like, it's like really green.
It's a great observation.
So why is it green?
Well, you're kind of green. What? Why are you green?
Okay. I'm green because that's the color of goblins.
Well, maybe that's the color of trees where that tree was from.
Well, you could have said that without, bringing up my,
Yeah.
feel like it was a little unnecessary,
Well,
We're
feel
all
like
friends
we
here, I
So
guess.
this is goblin wood? I see.
maybe.
Okay.
I'm not a
Making me
botanist
feel-
though, so
Sort of uncomfortable.
well, maybe stand near the purple wood if that makes you feel better.
Wait, purple wood?
Purple wood? Why is it purple?
Well, he sort of looks around. There's parts of the world where the wood is purple, I guess. I don't really know. I can't say that I was hired for my knowledge of woods.
Why were you hired?
Security.
Oh. From what?
Things that might threaten the harm of Shavia or Undine here, or the estate, or any of the contents therein.
What usually threatens the harm?
I've only been here 3 days. Not much.
Oh, you're doing a great security job. So you don't know if like there's like a coyote problem or a big giant wolf problem or if there's like a
Just a
bandit
regular
problem,
wolf problem?
A place where we could grind to get to a higher level.
a
Yeah.
color for wood problem.
Got any boars?
I think
Yeah, Qatar, the problem's already been laid out, or at least the first of many, hopefully. Opportunities, not problems.
What's that?
Follow?
yeah, Shavia has been away longer than expected. And
Oh,
I
wait.
thought
The person that's gonna pay us is not here.
if we let me continue my
I
explanation,
didn't know there was more. Usually people just like say the thing and then they stop.
usually people don't interrupt it.
Yeah, they
As
haven't been
often as
around
you
me.
Yeah. Anyway, I have earned my time. I'm not going to speed up for you. Anyway, and if we go out and seek her, it might prove our worth to have her hire us. Plus, we've been the second party to come, and we might lose this job if we don't.
We're not number one. We're number two.
Yep.
Wait, how old is this thing?
Well,
There's no date. I can't tell by the writing. Hey, you carry a book. Can you tell by the writing how old this writing is? Is that something you do?
I look at it just to humor her.
It's very difficult to tell exactly how old it is. It's not ancient by any means.
It was written precisely 3 days, 4 hours, 2 minutes, and 5 seconds ago.
That's amazing.
she's so smart.
She is so smart.
Wow.
That is so good.
That's right.
And you can cook. Oh my god, you're amazing.
It's really impressive.
It is.
Oh, now we remember my cooking. That's great. All right.
I remember your cooking. It's really good.
Anyway, Caspian. Where was she headed?
Well, I don't know the exact nature of her business, but I did get her to tell me that there's a cave not more than a few miles from here. I think
Love it.
north by northwest. She said there was a meeting that she needed to have, and that she wouldn't take very long and would be back. But well, it was the first time she's left, and I didn't think to question much. But maybe, perhaps in the future, I should. There's not too many rocky areas. You should be able to hone right in on it. It's a bit swampy out there, so don't bring anything you don't want to get wet. But if you'd like to stash some gear here, I'm sure we could perhaps fix you some dinner when you return. And you can talk to Shavia if she's there, or when she comes back. We can extend you some hospitality.
I will leave my dulcimer.
Ondine
Can I get
is an absolutely stellar chef, and with fresh produce from the town, it's really quite something magical. So we'd be happy to entertain you, and hopefully your business with Shavia can be concluded, and maybe we'll all be co-workers.
That sounds.
Can we get a tour? You see?
Well, let's save
Maybe
that for
later.
Shavia. Maybe
Yeah,
later.
Later.
There's lots of places I haven't even been yet, so
Oh, I
it's
thought
a
you
matter of security. We usually try not to just walk strangers around all parts, but
Well, I guess you couldn't like give me the full tour anyway if you don't know yourself.
that's very true. I doubt Shavia will give you much of a full tour either, but you know what they say about curious cats?
They get eaten in a stew.
I
That's what
suppose
they
in
say.
some
Mm.
cultures that might be true. I was talking more about the Tabaxi treasure hunters. They do make a right mess of things, but
Is that what you're security against?
I don't know if they'd be foolish enough to try to steal from Shavia, but perhaps. Why? Are they in the area?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, I don't know.
You brought him up, not me.
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh,
Or maybe you
So-
should, keep it in mind.
It is. That's why I brought it up.
Okay.
Wait, I just thought about something. Since like your security, I know you're like protecting her from I don't know what, walking to and from town. Who was protecting the place while you were out?
This place can protect itself.
Oh, then why have security?
Because the people in
Why?
it need security.
This is all very confusing.
It is very confusing.
here's the
It
thing.
absolutely makes sense.
Who
There's-
does it?
There's rich people that hire people just to open the front door. That's their job all day long, is to hire the people to open the front door.
I can't wait
If-
to be those people.
If
Not the door
Shavia
people,
wants to
but the rich
hire
people.
extra security, that's her business.
I could totally be security. I could be the best security person you'd ever met.
Job's already filled, but she is looking for adventuring types.
Which
We'll see about that.
we want to be the best at that.
Yes.
So when Chavia, Shavia, Chavia,
Shavia.
Shavia.
the way you say it, I'm still unsure.
There's lots
No
of names
mirrors.
like that. You don't ever quite know how to pronounce them.
Shavia is when they're at home, not missing in caves. What does one do up here in the solitude of the Lake of Amber?
Well, she's got all sorts of. I don't really know what she does. She has lots of books. She has
Oh,
lots of oddities. Enjoys nature and thinking, and
Very odd of her.
other magical things, I guess. She went on and on about things that she needed to get done, needed to see done, and how she wasn't able to do them herself, so she needed more help, and that was part of the reason she hired me. But obviously, needs more help that can free range a bit.
Yeah, so somebody with such an amazingly different estate and magically inclined and such.
when she hired you to protect herself and this young woman, did she give you anything special for you to do your job with? I'm just wondering what
She does.
possibly-
She pays me and gives me room and board. I consider that pretty special. If you're asking about anything, you know,
Well, you said magic, and I think trinkets and items, and I get excited.
she has likely more than enough to help out in just about any task. I know Ondine uses all sorts of things to help on her daily work, make things easier. I think Shavia is all about making people's lives easier, especially when those people are in service to her. Should I need something, I'm sure she'll be happy to oblige, but for the moment, steel is all I've needed.
Well, let us not offend our potential housemate further.
Did I offend you?
Maybe
Sorry.
you offend a lot of people.
Sorry.
Well, if you're headed out there, I mean, sunset is perhaps in another hour, so
I'm gonna put my viol here as well. Maybe that shouldn't get wet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Any of the woodwinds would probably be good. Their strings would probably be good to stay.
Yes. Someone called it a fiddle once. It's not inaccurate, but
yeah.
it's completely inaccurate.
Do
The
you
drum
play
should be
triangle? Ding 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 ding
Ding ding ding ding ding ding ding ding ding ding ding ding ding ding ding.
What does the groost say?
ding 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 ding.
I will begin
Somehow I
preparing
just
food.
feel a migraine coming on.
Sunset.
Ondine
1
sort of
hour.
excuses herself and walks further into the house.
Now, because of the tumble with the boxes, I forget which one of us is the best lead tracker through the wilderness of this top world area.
Oh, I
Cave,
can
though.
totally track. I can track. Me.
It's true. Once we were trying to, this bear had stolen a rucksack filled with.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear this. Please keep going.
No, don't push Groost. The
Yeah, I
trail off
won't.
is part of the story.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I'm trying to pay attention. So, there was like this merchant who was traveling with his cart, and he was attacked by a bear. And the bear stole the bag that had food in it, but it also,
So
At the
those are the necessities. Go on.
yes, it stole the bear. The bear stole the bare necessities, but also stole a little box, and in this box was another box, and inside that box was I never really found out.
But it was important.
But she tracked the bear, and we followed it for a week, and then we lost track of it. That's the end of my story.
That's why I'm the best tracker here.
Because we tracked it for a week. Who can track something for a whole week?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have some wilderness experience.
Thank God.
All right, I'll get started.
Well, best of luck. Just knock when you get back, and hopefully Shavia will
I'm gonna leave my
show you
flute
the
here.
way
It might
here.
rust. Hold on. Here we
Yeah,
go.
I'm gonna leave my cast iron skillet here too, reluctantly. That's
I leave nothing behind.
How unlike you. First time you've never left a trace where you've been. All right, so I need a survival check from anyone seeking to navigate to find a cave.
Oh, do I have that thing where I can help?
He puts you,
anybody-
points you in the right direction, but
I'm trained in survival.
I'm doing my own thing. I rolled a
I would
6.
I would like to. I'll continue to play my lute, but by like track better. And here's the bardic inspiration, which of course is a D6.
Okay. I will expend that. 18 total.
No,
All right.
I meant better.
So, 18 definitely more than enough to go. You sort of, in the waning hours of daylight, are able to get a pretty quick bearing on where could possibly be mountains and where else was just sort of valleys and such. And you head off, probably only about 3 or 4 miles to the northwest of here, making good time through what could otherwise be pretty slow and treacherous terrain. And as the sun is setting, you find yourself standing in front of what can only be described not as sort of a mountainous region, but just sort of this large sort of rocky mound that sticks up from the ground, no more than 12 feet at its peak, but definitely has a cave mouth at the front of it. Sort of marshy pools of water seem to spill over down as this cave kind of goes down subterranean in front of you.
This reminds me of Frog Song Lake. Frogs as big as we are. And
What?
the song was them eating. It was terrible.
I don't like the sound of that.
So it was like 2 Groose frogs.
Well, I think
You mean?
goblins and frogs are related, isn't that right?
You said they're... Wait, oh, okay. I understand. You and Groose are the same size, like... Never mind.
Now you get it.
Do we want me to scout ahead?
Yes.
Why?
please.
Wow.
I'd
That we know what we're walking into.
I'd do a sneaky song, but that might kind of counteract the idea of sneaking.
I can
Making
be
a lot
sneaky.
of noise does
I'm the
not
sneakiest person here.
I'm
I
also quite sneaky.
sincerely doubt that. Why don't we let...
Let's show her.
Yes,
Activate,
I
activate
activate
sneak mode.
sneaky mode.
I lean against a tree and I'm like,
Aching.
18.
Yeah, they're pretty sneaky.
16
Your turn.
and 18.
Let's see how sneaky you are, Dora.
Alright, let's see how sneaky I am.
sneaking right into our hearts.
26.
Okay.
Well, I hope you're happy, Groose. She left. She just left.
Qatar. Where did she go?
Hold on, let me check her.
Go on.
Okay.
All right.
Pulls out a flask and
So, as you all approach as quietly as possible, or those of you who are stealth forward approach the entrance, you do hear that the sound of sort of water sort of trickling in past the lip of this sort of cave mouth splashes down below. You guess that whatever's down there is going to be probably wet and muddy. There's sort of greenish algae that grows all over everything, sort of little clumps of aquatic vegetation, lily pads and the like floating. All of the water is very, very brackish, very filled with sort of deep, rich, dark mud. But doing your best, you are able to stay fairly stealthy as you look down. And looking down in, it looks like first steps into this cave are kind of down a little bit of a gradient, and then you can see almost like a wall, like it sort of dives down pretty quickly, and you can't see past that point without kind of going farther in.
Okay, examining the ground around me, do I see signs of other people having come past here?
Most of the ground around you is actually water.
Oh, okay.
So you're standing kind of like ankle to knee deep in water in various places. You can make a survival check if you're looking for.
I guess I'll try. No harm in it. No.
No. Yeah, looking around, it's not. It's impossible to see tracks because they would just be covered over in water, and any of that. So nothing sticks out to you.
All right, I'll try to go a little bit further in, see if I can get a better read on.
All right. You take
Switch to my drum.
a few steps. You take a few steps in through the cave's threshold, and you do see that it does drop off quite steeply. And as you're sort of realizing how steeply, you feel the ground underneath you incredibly slick. And I'm going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okie dokie.
As a reaction, I stand. I reach forward and I go, ah! Go ahead.
You don't know where I am.
I heard it.
I clicked the button.
I mean,
but
you're
it doesn't
stealth,
appear
but
to
you're
have-
not invisible, and there's no
Yeah.
cover, so they all still sort of see you.
I hit the button. Why didn't it go?
Oh, press the button.
Please, I would like to make a dexterity saving throw. 18.
There you go.
All right. So
Or,
as you're
practicing our goblin voice.
as your foot slips out,
I am
Shrinking
just
into
a little
goblin.
goblin.
you're able to grab sort of go out and catch yourself, and you slide down a couple of feet, and you kind of stop right on the precipice of what looks to be maybe a 10 or 15 foot kind of drop into like a pool. The water just trickles down. It's not like a sheer drop, but at like some points it is a very, very, very steep decline going. But you manage to catch yourself rather than tumbling head over heels down into this.
And so all I can see looking down is that it dumps out into this pool.
Yeah,
Can I
I mean it's a
discern-
pretty narrow sort of like tunnel almost. It's not like a massive pool underneath. Yeah.
Cannonball!
Looking down, you give me a perception roll if you're trying to gain more information about what you perceive.
Vibe about it.
Perception.
Just vibe it.
All right.
5.
Looks reasonably deep, like much deeper than the stuff you're in now, although it is fairly dark down there, so it's kind of hard to discern through the brackish water.
Okay, I will skitter back up.
All right. You
Skitter.
slowly skitter your way back up. I mean, you've only gone like maybe like 8 feet into the thing and back, so.
But sorry, I understood correctly, right? That it was a drop off of you said 10 feet down into a pool of water.
Probably more like 15.
15. Okay. So I will climb back out and say, well, it's very slippery, and there's a good chance of, if you're not getting careful, getting dumped 15 foot down into water. So I think that we should probably tie some rope up here and toss it down to enter in that way rather than.
Is there anything past the pit? Or is the
I
pit
don't-
the only option?
Well, there's a tunnel, and then it opens into a pit.
Yeah, so you did see that like it goes down and drop, and there's sort of like a bit of a pit there, and there is sort of like a tunnel that extends out from there, but it's like impossible to kind of see past it. You just see more tunnel.
Yes, I mean the cave keeps going. It's just that we have to navigate not falling 15 feet into the water and breaking our necks first.
A light. You send a light over there. See what's in there.
That's not gonna fix.
Just so we can see.
There's rock in the way.
So it's not a tunnel.
It is a tunnel.
So whoa.
But when you are standing at the top of something, and then you look down, and then there's tunnel that keeps going, there is rock that blocks you from seeing where the tunnel goes.
I'm very confused.
I'm very confused too.
So on the other side of the pit, there's just a wall.
There's
Wait, so-
there's tunnel that keeps going, but I can't see where the tunnel is going.
Can you
Olive
send a
left.
light
Who
over
had
there?
Olive in the pool?
The light
Olive, you
isn't the
first.
problem. You're not listening to me.
I just...
I can see in the dark.
Oh, I would just like to make the point that I'm confused out of character.
Wait. No, because like if
It's
you're standing
it's a
up here,
tunnel
and
that
there's a-
slopes down at an angle and then levels out. So you can't see if you're standing up here. You can only
Yeah,
see to a
yes.
certain point in the tunnel.
So it's a
Yeah, 'cause
slide.
there's ceiling in the way.
It's a slide then.
I'm with you. I'm with you now.
It's a slide, but it's like a slide that goes like
Okay.
very steeply.
I'm gonna pull the 50 feet of hempen rope off my backpack, and I'm gonna tie one end of it on out here, and then.
All right.
Oh,
It-
Gonna slide.
I wonder.
It
Wait,
smatters down. Now there's a rope
I am a
tied to a tree.
avid cave dweller. Perhaps you should send me first, or him, or the gnome, or me, or the
Okay.
gnome.
Well,
Bruce is pretty good.
have you dropped anything in the water to see if anything untoward is trying to eat whatever drops in the water? Like a big turtle? Turtles, they bite hard.
Oh,
I have not
Not
dropped
again.
anything in the water.
so many goblins have been killed by turtles.
Mm-hmm.
They're like our greatest predator.
Only had a rock to throw down there.
The end of the rope seems
know, right?
unaccosted by anything.
Nothing's eating the rope.
I'm going down the rope.
All right.
Please tell my family I love them.
How
Oh,
5 foot hole? Thin hole? Can we hop it? You're 15 foot down, but is it like a small chute?
The corridor itself is maybe about 10 feet in diameter.
So if we wanted to cross the pit, we would just need something that
Well,
was 10 foot.
It's all
say, trees.
filled with the bottom of all of this is filled with water, so there's no like hole, right? You just from what Zahara has looked, it looks
I
like there's
misunderstood.
a big pool of water at the bottom there, but it's all like water level. So if you could swim, you could, swim up out of whatever deeper portion of water there was. Going down the
Let's anchor the rope here.
which has already been done. Grist, I need a dexterity check from you. The rope has lowered the DC substantially. And we can see how well you head down into this. All right, good thing the rope is there. A 12 will be enough. Brought the DC from 15 to 10. As you are able to kind of go and slide down and rappel, and you get to the bottom, and you realize that the bottom of this area is not a pit at all. It is only a couple of inches of water.
which is a lot on Groost.
You drown.
Yeah.
The water's really deep, but there's no turtles.
Do you yell this
That's
back
good.
up at, or you're yelling back up at them? So you're now like 20 feet away or something. Okay.
Yes, sure, I'll yell it.
All right, Groost has
Stop
gone
yelling in
down.
the cave.
Pull Bruce back up. There's nothing down there.
There's a tunnel down there.
What? That's not.
Yeah,
what Bruce
Groost, you
said.
do see.
We're trying to get into the cave system.
Let me make sure that. As you might imagine, there is actually a map here. I think. All right. Let us
Maps
move.
don't let us imagine anymore.
Well, you guys
But they are
haven't,
nice.
haven't been very good about imagining anyway, so. Do you see a map?
See a map. It's not blurry anymore. So this is where Groost is.
Yeah, I mean, you're all not technically like right. You're up further, but that's where
Okay.
the map starts.
Okay, I can't see all the life totals. Good.
Yeah, I think everything should be hunky dory.
Who's our healer besides my music, which will soothe your soul?
Do not have a healer. Uh-oh.
You have a very interesting party comp.
I'm totally geared up to be a healer. Don't get me wrong, but in character, I'm still asking. I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, I
We
can't do it.
just,
Actually, Groost probably can't hear you. Groost is just making concerned noises.
I'm coming, Groost. I'm coming. I'll go down.
All right, a dexterity check, please. All right, easy enough. You slide down without incident. It is muddy, but
Is it tall enough for me to stand in?
yeah, I mean the water is only a few inches deep.
I will carry Groost. Groose dwelling.
The pit portion of this was an inaccuracy from the very, very low perception roll.
Okay. We will walk forward a little bit, but wait for everyone else to come down.
All right.
I will make my way down.
Dexterity checks, please.
20. Not natural.
All right.
I will
Carry on.
creakily slide my way down as well.
I begin cutting the rope. No.
Nothing but kind.
All right. Well done.
13.
So you all make your way down.
You're all successful, but this is reminiscent of the boxes. I'm gonna come down. Just dexterity saving throw. I'm saying.
Save or check, it's fine.
Technically.
It was technically a dexterity check, but
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I will
Yeah.
make my dex check.
I've got the same modifier, so.
I'm proficient in dexterity saving throw, so it does matter.
all right.
As I walk in, caves are where I belong.
All right. So down nice and easily. You know, barely need the rope to do it. You just sort of slide down smoothly in as you all find yourself in
Rope in one
the
hand,
cave.
loot in another.
All right.
We're in the pit.
Well, that was spicy. Who's the vanguard? That means
Okay.
who's first.
Oh, what? Oh, me. So,
Well- We will go.
can you all see in the dark?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's fortunate. Of course you can. I know you can. Oh, come.
So good. So
Us
good.
cave dwellers have to stick together.
Ooh. Is there any secret cave stuff down here?
Whoa. Who told you about our secret cave stuff?
You did.
Yes. Let's go.
Okay. Walk forward.
I go. You.
Oh, you want me to put you down? Okay.
Oh, actually, you go. Oh, where you go, I go.
Hey, guess where?
What?
You know, in some cultures, crossing a threshold while carrying them like that is a sign of some matrimonial.
We're not. What's this?
Oh my god.
All right.
Never mind, I can't change the size of my token.
I'd like to be about in the middle of everybody, but whoever needs to go forward does.
Well, I would offer to scout ahead, but
Is this a
Me as
pool
well.
of some sort?
I have ridiculous vision in the dark. It's like 120.
that's the good shit.
It's the best.
All right. Again, more pools. Everything's fairly shallow. The watery area is sort of varies in depth from maybe only a few inches to almost 2 feet in certain places. It is very mucky and muddy underneath. It's all difficult terrain.
Chest high water, 2 feet. Oh.
Yeah. So occasionally you do kind of like sink in, and it's a little uneven footing. So anywhere that looks like water is difficult terrain in here. The cave kind of winds around. Looks like water has carved out some places of this. The walls are a combination of rock and muck. The odor here is very kind of almost like minerally, sulfurish a bit, just very peaty in smell, almost to the point where you can sort of like taste it in the air. Definitely smells like things are molding and decaying down here. Not pleasant air quality. You can like taste
I'll
it on
throw
the
a
back
rock
of,
in this.
on the back of your tongue. You what?
I'll throw a rock in this. It's a
Alright.
little pool. It looks like a pool.
You toss it. Makes a little splash.
No fishes.
There's no any indication of like sentient owners here. There's no state of our cave signs or paintings on the walls. Oh, look, that's somebody's backpack, something like that.
All right.
Just a stand to put your umbrella.
Please stop moving. As you can you go ahead and make a perception roll for me, Timur?
Yes, a perception
Looking
roll,
around.
which I am moderately moderate. 16.
All right.
though, not bad.
Looking around, there's no sort of like structure or anything to this. However, you do see along the wall, maybe about halfway up, on the side of the tunnel here, it looks like you can see almost very distinctly that there is kind of like looks to be like a humanoid size handprint pushed in, but then it looked like the fingers were like sort of dragged along as if something was like coming this way, put a hand on the wall, and then was like the hand was dragged in further and then just kind of smears off down a bit lower.
Oh, who's next to me? Is this? Yes, is this? Zahara. What do you make of print of ill omen?
She stands, kind of flips her hair back over her shoulder, and says, "Seems like an ill omen."
Well, it's not a gnome-sized print, I don't suppose.
No, it looks more like sort of human, half-elf size.
Also,
normal
like 2
human.
feet too tall for
Yeah.
gnomes. Don't high-five walls.
Is there any ground that I could see prints of, but like kind of beneath it?
It's all water.
All water there. All right, I will. And that's right. That's here, right?
Yeah, right in the wall.
Okay. Then I'm gonna. Can I?
And those of you who've kind of crested around this corner, you do see flickering of sort of orangish yellow light very faintly coming from out in this direction.
Inspecting the ground around here, do I see any signs of footprints or anything like that, or further handprints on the walls?
Please make a wisdom survival check.
Okay. $21.
All right. Looking around the ground, even with your compatriots already up here going, there appeared to be dozens of sets of tracks across this little thing. The whole thing is covered with muddy little footprints.
Okay, can I discern potential... can I identify them anymore aside from footprint? Yeah.
They are not shoed. Doesn't appear like there's footwear involved. The shape of the feet looks to be roughly humanoid, though. Looks like the toes are a bit... there's a little bit more contour to the foot. Like the back end of it is a little bit more bulbous, and then it gets a little bit skinnier than a human foot, and then goes out, and there's a couple of big bulbous toes. There's only 4 of them that go. It doesn't look clawed. The size is probably somewhere between sort of average human foot and something much smaller. So it's kind of like I don't know, a child's size of a child's footprint, maybe in like the 8 to 9-year-old range. Only definitely not like a human child. But they're all over the place. Like there's so many that you can't get like a discerning thing. Like a large number of creatures have moved through this.
You know, there's definitely something down here.
There's a light over there.
Yes. And then what is this? Is this just like a rock?
Yep, just sort of pile of mud that sort of extends up. Looks like something's been dripping from above it, sort of plopping down mud.
And can I try to like...
Ew. All right, I'm okay.
Can I try to quietly kind of like sneak ahead a little bit and get a beat on what's going on?
You can make a stealth check.
I will. Ugh, 12.
All right, Sneakily you go.
So, out of character, my character's ridiculous vision might be revealing things.
I can also see things.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
if you can see something, your vision can see them.
Then let me zoom in.
So, and the area that you're seeing over in here is lit. There's kind of light that seems like flickering from some type of fire, and you see, looking in, you see kind of a column of stone that goes up into what appears to be a larger cave area, although the far side of it is kind of darkened out to you, and you see moving about in there creatures that are maybe about 3 feet tall, very sort of stout, darkish, bluish purple flesh. There's not much shape to their bodies. Their necks are very much the same size as their head, which are almost the same size as their shoulders, but humanoid in sort of arrangement of arms and legs. They appear to be moving around, and you can also see that there's some sort of piece of rock or stone or something in the center of that area that they're all moving around that looks out of place, as it's not all covered in mud. And then there's some crates that you can kind of see there, other vegetation, and you see just on the edge of your vision one that stands about twice the height of all of them, but still has kind of like the same like size head and size limbs and stuff. And they appear to be moving about and don't appear to have noticed your presence, those of you who can see.
I will make sharp gestures towards everybody that indicate to be quiet.
What are those?
Does this look like anything I have ever read about, heard about?
Make a nature check.
I don't suppose I can sell you on history.
Nope.
Okay. Nurture. 12.
All right. You do know that there are all manner of creatures that live in Ogral, which are varying subterranean-y type creatures of all sorts of species. This is probably one of them. Which one you don't exactly know, but much like goblins or gnomes or that sort of the same physiology. What their special talents are, you have no idea.
I just shrugged back at.
Digging deep into the monster manual.
What about weapons? Can you see weapons?
Do I see weapons?
Make a perception check. At disadvantage because it is very far away.
Come on, give me the disadvantage option. Thank you. 11.
They do not appear to have any weapons that you can see.
We'll be fine.
Out of character question.
Yes.
Are they speaking? Is there a chant? Is there a certain language maybe?
Give me a perception roll. As you are still...
Perception. I remain at +3. I've rolled very well though, and 19.
Excellent.
So
they are, in fact, speaking. It doesn't appear to sound like any kind of like unit. They're just like talking conversationally to each other. It's not a unified language or something. It's just like several different conversations going.
Common, undercommon.
What languages?
I know they speak, but I don't. But I maybe understand like, oh, it's Elvish or.
It is not a common language. If you speak any exotic languages, you can tell me what they are, but otherwise,
it's not easily identifiable.
It's not easily identifiable. It's not a language you've heard before, probably.
Who's the language person? Olive, listen.
Well, actually, time out. I could be in 10 minutes.
Olive, come back in 10 minutes.
Okay.
I know Sylvan.
It is not Sylvan, nor is it Primordial.
Is it Portuguese?
It's actually conversational Latin.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
E pluribus unum
Go and say.
What would you like to do?
Do we go say hello, or do we go say die?
Oh,
I
let's-
recommend in the middle.
Yeah, let's not.
what if they can't communicate with us? Do we kill them?
No.
Holy shit!
How many? do
That's some
you
historical
see?
shit right there. Oh, I can't communicate with you.
Well,
Die.
here's the thing. I mean, in all honesty, do you think we could chill for 10 minutes and then pass forward?
Yes, I think that I think if you have a way to understand them, we should wait and do that, and we'll just try to keep an eye on what's going on over there.
Okay.
Um,
I only see 3, but I don't want to move.
We'll get ready to fight. Qatar, battle formation 2.
Okay.
Since we're doing a ritual,
That's not.
I might as well join on in.
All right. Anyone doing
so
anything for one action in 10 minutes?
Zahara is just gonna keep an eye on whatever they're doing over there, and she looks visibly uncomfortable around the spell work. Like, it just makes her edgy. Edgier.
I pull out my book and I start reading the ritual, making sure I'm doing it correctly, taking that 10 minutes.
Why does the casting time for comprehend languages include the 10 minutes?
Because I'm casting it as a ritual.
No, I mean the entry itself says plus 10 minutes, and then says it's a ritual. That's weird.
Does it have a cast as ritual button or something that makes it do that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
'cause I'm a wizard.
All right.
Wizard.
And then you're casting Unseen Servant. Is that a ritual spell?
it is a ritual spell, as is displayed in the.
Okay, yeah, I see it there. All right.
There we go.
So both of you begin casting. These both have verbal, somatic, and material components. So that means you are speaking during this duration. So let me make a couple of checks here.
3 checks for a round for 10 minutes. That's 60.
All right. Anyone else doing anything during the 10 minutes? I will always give you a chance to self-sabotage.
Just keeping an eye on whatever's going on over in the cave.
We're doing battle stance.
We're standing in
Alright.
extreme guard. Number 2.
So there is movement around. It's not like movement that appears to be aware of your presence at all. But they're sort of milling about, doing things. Occasionally, somebody like picks up a crate, and moves it around, and puts it down, and going. They do. Since you have 10 minutes to watch them, they do appear like they're waiting for something. Like they're not like doing tasks, like they're sitting in just like this is their living. Like they're, walking back and forth and pacing, and, they look very much like they're waiting for something.
And you said that there's one that's taller than the rest?
There is one that's taller than the rest.
What is he doing? I guess I shouldn't presume. What are they doing?
Walking around. They haven't been as mobile, but looking at them, they're dressed very similarly to the rest of them, except their clothes are just longer. So the robes, various straps and bits of clothing on them just sort of extend down, and you can't see kind of like below sort of their midriff area.
The second one it's sitting on is completely hidden.
2 blue dudes in a trench coat. Okay, so he's just kind of watching. And you said that there's something like kind of in the middle that's like a stone platform or something?
Yes, it looks to be sort of white stone, less a platform and maybe a sculpture of some kind. Hard to make out from where you are.
And now, since I have 10 minutes to kind of watch them, does it seem like they're focused on it, or are they doing other stuff?
At the moment, their focus doesn't really appear to be on anything. They're just sort of
Milling.
milling a boat.
Okay, I will just watch.
All right. 10 minutes completes. Ritual spells complete. You have an unseen servant, which I guess I will have to make a token for. Let's see if there's a...
Well, it's invisible, mindless, and shapeless, so I can make a circle.
I can
Right.
make a circle as well. Yeah, why don't you just doodle something for now, and we'll...
Doodles. We'll give it this shape.
Shoobly doodle.
You don't need to.
All right.
Ta-da!
Zahara, help me.
Oh,
be
it's all
sneaky.
pieces. No.
Help me be sneaky.
Do you have a couple of years?
No,
I
she
mean-
does not.
No, I really don't.
Rip.
Any day now, it's over.
Can I give somebody aid on a
Oh,
stealth
I'm sorry.
check?
This was pure RP. It's
Oh,
not
okay.
Yeah.
I'm not really asking for a mechanically
Yeah,
stealthy thing.
It's really just practice. You need to stay on your toes and keep an eye on the ground and
With these arches? Oh, all right.
You're in high heels. Okay.
All right, so Olive will just move very slowly until she can start to hear, like, clearly.
All right. I would like a perception check since you're trying to listen in.
Sure. I hear purring from a kitty. All right. Perception? That would be an 11.
All right. The location that you are in, you cannot currently hear them.
All right.
Or you can't, like,
Fine.
hear them well enough to make out what
Sure.
they're saying.
I am going to kind of continue. Is this just like a stalactite or stalagmite right here?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to hide, like, go right up next to it right there. Try listening. Well, I'm not that much closer. Let's be
No.
honest. Probably, like, over here. Just to listen a little closer.
Still cannot hear it with an 11.
All right.
I'm guessing you're probably going to need to move about 20, 25 feet further.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I zoomed out and now I can kind of figure out what's going on. All right. I am gonna go here.
All right. Are you trying to do so stealthily?
Yes, I would like to be try to be stealthy.
All right. Make a stealth check.
I got a 3.
All right.
Help me be stealthy. Clank, 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 clank.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit it twice. It doesn't matter. Didn't
All right.
do much better on the second one.
So, as you move forward, you do start to, like, be able to pick out little snippets of what's being said. For the reason you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language. Spell doesn't decode secrets. All right. So, what you hear, little snippets of it, are things like, "Where is he? He was supposed to be here. He's not coming. No, he'll come. He's supposed to be here. Just wait a little bit longer." And then there's something about he wouldn't miss this deal.
All right.
And you also do see that as they're milling about, going, one of them sort of turns as you, your foot lifts up through the muddy area, and you just hear this, like, and you put your foot back down, and one of them sort of, like, looks up out in your direction for a moment, like, definitely stops and looks, doesn't like meet your eyes or something, but definitely stops and looks, and all of the motion there stops as well. And then you hear, "Is that him? He's coming. I can hear him. There's somebody coming." And they all sort of like stop and get very sort of like tense and skittish looking.
I'm gonna like slide. No, nobody really followed me, did they? Or did they? I'm gonna slide like just like against the wall, one thing over, and then another one really like just like very slowly, and just be like, I didn't stealth very well. I whisper, I didn't stealth very well.
I put Goose down.
Pew.
Okay, there we go.
What's our play?
They're waiting for someone, and who has been gone, and they say he wouldn't miss this deal.
Go make a deal with him. Go. Make a deal with him.
Fuck off. No.
You don't have to really do it. Just pretend.
Again, limited years left of my life that I'm gonna make a deal with.
Could try to discuss with them what's happening here, and maybe if they've seen who we're looking for.
I don't know if they can understand me.
Oh.
Test it.
It's comprehend, it's not speaking.
Yeah.
But maybe they're good enough to speak common if we're lucky.
Maybe we all go together. I do not find this to be a solo mission.
I agree.
I've got your back.
Coming.
I'll
You hear yelling out now as they've all sort of stopped. One of them is kind of like hunched down, bent over by the collection of little crates over there, and the one that's twice the height of the others kind of starts moving forward. This is the one that's like highlighted here. I don't know if you can see them.
Yes.
And you hear Trogari, show yourself. We have the deal.
Trokari?
And I whisper. They say, "We've got the deal. This must be who they're waiting for."
I mean, I think we just go.
Okay. They just go.
We just go.
Oh, before I go, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna look behind us. Is there anybody following us?
Not that you can see. Although you can't see up out of the hole.
About now.
Oh, my speed is terrible.
Okay, nobody.
Welcome to Tiny Feet.
All right. They still all remain sort of poised, looking out in this general direction. You can see all of them, but you are kind of in darkness here. And stop.
What the fuck are these?
Oh, you
That a
just now
hand?
seeing them?
Yeah.
Does anyone actually know what they are?
Mole people.
I have a very good guess. If are they legitimate monsters? First of all,
It is
or
a
are they
legitimate
chasing
monster.
them?
Yeah.
Yes. Then I would say Norker?
No, incorrect. Although that's an amazing name.
Norkers are goblinoids, so
Yeah.
but they're not quite the same as regular goblins.
So they all sort of tense up, just kind of seeing you now just silhouetted there, Qatar. And several of them kind of like reach down. You can see them now pulling out slings. A couple of them seem to have other weapons on them. And the large one yells out again, "Where is Trolgari? Who are you?" This is still in that language that you don't understand.
Oh, well,
Bruce is like rapidly shaking head. Obviously doesn't understand what they're saying. No, no, friend, no, no sling, no, friend.
Hands
wanna-
up,
they-
no weapons.
They want to know who we are.
Guilt up.
Oh. Qatar.
They all like look back and forth at each other. Not Togari. Too short.
Oh, they want someone. Someone's coming that's taller than you, Qatar.
I will pick up Groose and put him on my shoulders. Taller person.
The taller one moves forward a little bit towards the edge of this area, and you can see as he moves now, he is actually the same creature, same height as the rest of them. He is just walking on stilts.
Okay.
Ah.
And you can sort of see it as he's moving and comes forward, and he sort of like looks in and squints a little bit, and you can see his sort of beady red eyes just narrow. Don't like goblins steal things.
Oh, they don't like you. You steal things, Bruce.
Not yet.
Ours can't have it.
They don't want to give up what they have.
What you
Well,
got?
Go away.
No.
Speak the name. Speak the name of the person we're after.
Go away.
They want us to go away.
Shiva.
No. Oh.
I just. No one's dead yet.
She's got a shiv. Get back.
Go away. Not business.
We're here for business. I want to make a deal.
You don't know.
Go away.
What? I don't know.
They,
Are they saying for us to be over there and be friends?
I think they are.
I think so
Is that
too.
what you're
They-
saying?
I
Let's go.
think if you go over peacefully, maybe they will.
Well, I'm very peaceful.
We're peaceful.
Splash. Splish.
Well, don't let him get too far ahead because when this
As
goes wrong,
as
and
you
it's
sort of
going
as you
to-
sort of step forward, all of them grab their slings and pull it back like this.
No. Shield
Oh,
up.
there's slingshots. That's even higher. It's
Yeah.
better not to-
And this one sort of steps back a little bit, and they all start just like yelling. It's just cacophony of like, stop, back, run, go away, as they're all yelling at you.
Gru starts yelling too.
They don't want us here.
Oh,
Looking for Shavya.
we have to be here. We have things
As
to do.
as you say Shavya, they all sort of stop screaming, "Deal's gone bad! Kill them!" And I need everyone to roll initiative.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Oh no.
Is it a good thing or a bad thing that I'm capable of pronouncing the NPC's name?
Ooh, I have a decent initiative. Oh, because of Bardic whatever. Not that I rolled well.
Bardic.
Is
Jack
it
of all
your-
trades.
It's gotta be Jack of all trades because there's no reason
all
it should be
trades.
that high. Yeah, it is.
Jack of all trades, pretty good.
I've got a 10 AC, FYI.
Just
Alright.
dodge everything.
Duck, dodge,
Dip, dive,
dive,
and dodge.
and dodge.
All right. So we are into our first combat of the session as all of these creatures here in the center look very agitated and ready for combat. Let's just sort this in descending order. And to no one's surprise, Dora is first on the initiative order.
Alright, you said-
I love dexterity.
I do love dexterity. It makes me happy. You said the water was difficult terrain?
Water is indeed difficult terrain. And judging by Qatar and Groose, the water around here is probably about a foot and a half deep.
Okay. And then so going? Does this count? Is that difficult terrain or is that regular?
I don't know what you're doing.
I'm pinging a square.
That one is, we will call it difficult terrain.
Okay, so that would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Bonus action dash. 30, 35. 40, 45. 50, 55. Can I get to here?
I will
5
say,
feet of movement left.
that is a difficult terrain.
So no.
More than half of it is water, so.
Okay. So that leaves me there. And yuff. Oh, that would probably have been a better thing to do with my bonus action. Shit. Oh well. New character sheet, who dis? I guess I will just... I will... Oh, okay, that guy is 20 feet from me. I'll hug a dagger at that guy.
Alright, make an attack roll.
That guy. Oof, 9.
9 will not hit, unfortunately, as a little bit off balance sort of goes just wide, flying off into the darkness past him.
Great. Then that will be my turn.
Alright, Qatar, you are up. Already.
Kata will create a packed weapon, a rapier.
Alright. What
and
does it look like?
It looks like kind of wispy rapier with a handle.
Good, you made a handle. It's not just a blade, yeah. Ah! Alright. Excellent. Continue.
And
as an action.
bonus action, I would like to cast Hex on the guy with the stilts.
Alright. Please link Hex.
I will.
As these are all new things for us to
and I'll choose dexterity. Oh, that
is there a saving throw for it or no?
There's no
one
save.
sec.
But if you click link on VTT,
Oops. Does
So
that
I don't have Hex in the. It's not
There you go.
it's not an
There
SRD.
we go.
it came.
There it is.
I
Uh,
newt.
It's like Hunter's Mark for warlocks.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. And I choose dexterity for their ability check they have disadvantage on.
All right, fair enough. And so this one is
Just in case it
Hex.
starts juggling.
Yeah. We'll give him the boot. Okay.
And I will move 10, 15, 20. What's my movement? I don't have a speed.
Your speed is probably 30.
It's probably 30. Keeping in mind the water is all difficult terrain.
Yeah.
So that'd be 5, 10, 15,
I'll-
20, 25, 30 would get you to here.
Wait. Oh, okay.
Water is all difficult terrain.
That's perfect. I'll figure out. I don't know why I don't have speed on here.
All right.
I didn't fill it out.
Okay. It is the Svart speaker, who
Oh, it's farts. All right.
is wheels up his sling at you, Zahara, and is going to fire a sling in your general direction. And he can do so. So, pew! Let's see, what are they doing? 9.
Nope.
All right, the 9 whizzes a rock out past. It would probably have hit Groost if he was normal size. Is not. And this one, seeing that he is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, hide behind one of his friends over here, giving himself a little cover. All of you are up.
All right, I would like to Ray of Frost this fellow here.
All right.
Are the Zvarts on the turn order twice?
Oh, that's a natural 1.
There's the leader, and then there's the other ones.
Okay.
All right. As you fire this out, just because I love doing this, it slams into the back of Zahara. On the way, line of sight, natural ones, unranged attacks there, and you take 7 points of cold damage. You just fear this piercing blast of
And you're
ray of
slower
force,
next turn.
and you are slowed.
I'm sorry.
She turns around and she has a look of like true, genuine, almost feral rage on her face.
Oh gosh.
You turn around, but it takes twice as long. for
We've
you to
lost
turn around.
one. She switched sides.
All right, it is now.
She kind of like, you can see her just like almost force herself to like turn back front.
All right, it is now the Zvart's turn. This one, and you can still hear and understand these things. Olive, the one up by the crates bends down and starts like pulling and looking like he's opening little flaps on the crates themselves, and you just hear him say, "Go, go, free, free!" And as he does, this is also in a different language from what he was speaking, and it just sounds like the squeaking sounds of rats as he opens some cages, and you see pretty large rats. These rats are about the size of like small cats as they all come out, and we will
Oh
welcome
my
them.
God, Tyson's.
We will welcome them to the turn order here.
You're letting something free.
And those of you who are close enough all see this. Let me just roll
It's a
these.
rat. Or
Yeah.
4.
Oh, diseased giant rats. Good.
All right. So they will be added into the turn order. There.
They're selling diseases. That's what they're doing here. This is a disease
That's the deal.
symposium.
All
And
right.
the deal was, who needs some diseased rats?
So that's that one's action. You see to the north, 3 more of them start coming in. That one's gonna move there. This one's gonna move there. And 1, 2 down here are both going to take sling shots at you, Zahara. So 2 slings coming at you. 1, I think I clicked 2.
23 will hit.
It all tanked on
20.
20 will hit.
All right, so 2 hits from those 2.
I didn't even run ahead.
All right, so 11 points of bludgeoning
Yes.
damage there.
I am barely up.
All right, and this this one is going to these 2 here are going to shoot at Qatar. So here comes 2. 1,
Great question, Ellie.
2.
Those hit.
So a 19 and a 15. Man, these guys are doing good. 1.
We'd like to thank everybody for watching.
So 9 points.
Say what?
9 points of
Damage.
bludgeoning damage. This one is going to take a shot at you, Qatar, at disadvantage because he is far away. So sling at disadvantage. 11.
No.
All right, so that
11
one.
does not hit.
That one goes wide, and that will do it. Everybody else has used all of their everything to get here. Grimmin, you are up as you hear sounds of combat starting.
Well, shite. I think that person over there is about dead. I have 2 healing options. Maybe I should wait till it's economy when they're down, but I'll move here. 1. Oh, there's more. Crap. 2, 3, 4. I'll stand on the shore. I shall use my 2nd level healing word upon the unfortunate target of the Fray of Frost. It enjoyed 9 points of healing.
I
Dora.
will enjoy
Pretty,
that.
pretty solid.
I mean Zahara. And
No,
that's-
please heal me personally.
that's well, yes. And that's a bonus action, so I can still use what I like to call a cantrip. And so this vicious mockery will go to the one that is closest.
All right.
This one. Not that one. The one to the south. I don't really actually... I can barely see one here. I can see like the tip of them, so I'm going to ignore that one.
Is that
It's
a
this one.
wisdom save?
I will link it. I believe it is called a wisdom saving throw. Display it right here.
8.
My DC is not 8. It's only 13, though. I'm not quite where I need to be.
And which one was this on?
This one here.
Okay. So.
And that is a good 3 points of mock. As
Alright.
I'm just like, you don't even have stilts!
He's like, he's right! As he grabs his head in shame. Anything else?
I wish there were more, but I actually moved my full movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, technically I have 5-foot movement, but everything's difficult. And my bonus, and yeah, I'm good. I'm done.
All right. Bruce, you are up.
10, 20, 25,
Underneath the legs.
30.
That one is only 20. You're no longer in difficult terrain, so you're at 25 now. Or were you at 25 here?
Yeah, 25 here,
Okay.
30. Shield of Faith on myself. For
Alright.
double shield and goodness.
Please account for Shield of Faith, concentration, and all of that on your
Counting
token
and
somehow.
counting. Concentration will be orange. Shield of Faith will be a spanner.
Of course.
I'm gonna
And-
draw the effect of the
And for now,
vicious mockery.
I'll put a.
No, that's good.
wait. Oh, so that worked. You took damage. Okay, I'm gonna use this on this guy. And do ring the bell. Tolling the dead.
Why is
that
that
rolling
rolling an
damage?
attack roll?
It shouldn't be because I made it roll.
It's a wisdom
It
save,
is
isn't it?
rolling an attack. It is rolling a strength attack roll.
There we go. It's this.
Wisdom save.
Damn, that's depressing.
Alright, and succeeds on the wisdom save.
Okay, and that will be it.
Alright, so no ding dong. Giant diseased rats, as they are freed, they do my favorite verb, skitter forwards. They have 30 feet of movement. This one is going to skitter to here. It will bite at you, Groost. Here's the first bite. Does a natural 20 hit you?
Yes.
Alright.
Ah!
It just comes just like, wow! It's like the bunny in Monty Python. It just sort of like jumps midair at you. Here comes the damage.
Don't worry.
So,
Luckily, it's
4
also gonna need a disease. save.
4 points of piercing damage as it bites into you, just completely unawares. And you can make a Constitution saving throw. All right, so you succeed. You're like, oh yeah, I've had this one before. All right, so that's that one. The next one is going to
Just gotta squeeze the
lunge
pus out.
forward there and do the same thing against you. That one's only a
Natural
7.
Nope.
I like the suspense that the actual lag and we have to wait for the attack. Like,
Is it gonna hit me?
also, you don't happen to have
Alright.
3 dice set?
I'm using mine. Does
You
you have
just
to turn
one.
it on yourself? So
Mine are
2
rolling.
more. One. It's rolling on
Mine are
my
rolling.
screen.
Yeah.
So 22 from that one, which does that hit?
Yes, that does
3D
indeed hit.
dice? I'm just gonna.
These rats are amazing. 3 points and another disease saving throw.
Another disease saving throw.
Now I see dice.
17 is good.
17.
And the last one will be at advantage. 16?
Nope.
Alright, that one is batted off, and that will do it for there.
Oh,
As
you're tanky.
as you start hearing them yell, "Get Flesh Ripper! Get Flesh Ripper!" And they all start looking around.
What?
Only you can
Zahara,
understand this.
only you
Alex.
can understand
Don't
that.
share that. We don't want
All right, Zahara, you are up.
I do whisper though, being like, they're calling something called Flesh Ripper, and you're right next to me.
Okay.
I go.
So 5, 10, 15.
Ooh.
Short sword.
All right, make an attack roll.
Against Grusk. Yeah, flanking.
Zahara's a rat all along.
13.
13 just hits the giant diseased rat.
Great.
Your sword has to roll a saving throw now.
So
Oh, the rats have pack tactics. Gonna use that
Snark
next
attack.
round.
5
Alright.
and 8. 13.
All right, in through its eye, impaling it down into the ground. Not.
And then
It's a rat kebab.
It's just a rat. It's sort of like you hit it, and then you feel like in your thrust, you thrust in through its head, but then you feel like a little bit resistance, and you push past, and there's just sort of like pus like explosion as you puncture its stomach, and just sort of like oozes out a little bit.
she just like looks down and then very calmly shakes off her sword. But I'm also going to do this.
Second wit. Oh.
Wails from the grave.
So as she digs in and twists, it's like this twist of like it's like her hair kind of like flares out a little bit, and this almost like white ghostly energy like kind of flares with it and goes down the sword and through the diseased rat and then into the rat right next to it.
Flesh Ripper. Ugh.
All right, so you have to roll half the number of sneak attack dice of your level for your level
At least. Round
Necrotic.
it up.
So 5 points of necrotic damage.
to the next closest one, or no, second creature that you can see within 30 feet. So you get to pick.
I'm just gonna go the next rat over.
Okay, and that energy absorbs into the rat. Not enough to kill it, but it does not look happy, rat.
However, I am going to step up and with my offhand short sword, I am going to make another attack
All right.
on the other rat. I actually have not added an offhand short sword to my character sheet, so it's going to be this, but it's not going to do the extra 3 if it hits.
17 hits.
So it's not going to do this. Ignore the
All right,
sneak
that's
attack damage.
more
also.
than enough.
It's only going to be 4 points of damage.
That's more than enough. These are
Okay.
rats, Dora.
Okay.
Just trying to be ethical about my killing.
I'm trying to be ethical.
All right. Again, that one pops away.
So action, bonus action, and I'm done.
All right, Qatar, you are up.
Qatar will move. And slice
All right.
the rats, to clarify.
I got a little drum going.
It's good. A minute.
Make
It's
attack
coming
roll.
eventually. That was with an
19
advantage, though. Right?
19 will hit. Well, you
Okay.
didn't declare your target, so
I said the rats.
well, there are 2 rats within melee range of
Oh,
you.
well,
It can be an advantage. I assumed you were attacking that one.
that's the one.
But, You hit. 19 definitely hits the rat.
All right, and then I also have this thing called Genie's Wrath, which I will.
Genie's rat.
Wrath, and it does an extra 2 thunder damage to the target.
Okay, so a little boom. That one's still up.
That was it.
2. That's nice. Every turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The speaker is going to step to here and will fire off a slingshot at you, Zahara.
Okay.
And that will be a 6.
Nope.
All right. And then we'll 5, 10, 15, 20.
Oh, wow! I have great vision. Hello.
25, and then
I didn't scroll down to see what's there.
30
but
here.
Now that I see.
There, and that will do it for that. All of you are up as the stilted one retreats back.
It's so funny. It sounds like all of you are up.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
it's
I
our
thought
turn.
that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
All right. Has this one been hit?
Yes, that has a psychic nosebleed from my amazing pointing out how I didn't have stilts.
You
All right.
first on that one.
I think I'm gonna do magic missile 1, 2, 3. At these 3.
Which one? So red dot and then the 2 below it?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a magic missile roll, please.
Oh yes.
All right. That one
Yeah, top one.
is
Yeah.
dead.
Same order.
This one is hit. This one is also hit. What do your magic missiles look like?
I think
Punches.
they look like I think they look like well, I'm getting there.
Ladles.
Shining. I was actually gonna go with meat tenderizers.
Oh.
All right, so
Those are no joke.
they come out and just bam, bam, bam,
Yeah, they just
slamming
kind of
into
like-
them.
Yeah, they have like these streaks behind them, or whatnot, and the one that's closest to Zahara very gracefully goes around her to hit the target. It does probably graze her hair a little bit, but not like, but just like the, not, I mean, just like, whoosh, like the hair probably blew a little
Hair
bit.
feels
Y- y-
tenderized.
Zahara does flinch away from it.
Yeah. It's not intentional,
Stop
you're just like
warning
really close.
Zahara. You're like,
So. Alright.
I already hit you with frost. Come on, get you.
This is a
Anything
warning
else?
shot.
Movement.
That is it.
Oh,
Oh, hang on. I do think I'm gonna duck there.
10.
Okay.
All right, it is their turn. As they're all shouting back and forth, "Flash Ripper, get Flash Ripper! Flash Ripper, we're dying!"
There's something coming called Flesh Ripper.
As
Ripper?
the Flash Ripper.
Ripper.
All right, these are all within range. So there's going to be three
There's 3 up there too. Holy shit.
three Zvart attacks against you, Qatar. Here comes 3 slings. 1, 2, 3. 18, 12, and 12.
12 is my AC, so they all hit.
Ooh.
Why?
1. So 6,
12 AC melee fighter.
10, and 1 more.
Charge! What are you wearing?
Doesn't matter.
14 total there.
I am barely alive.
Ouch.
All right. This one here is
No, it's not
I'm a healer,
updating.
but I'm not a cleric of light or anything. I mean,
is going to
I play wild.
fling a sling attack at you, Groost. 15.
It's not hit. I dodged it in real life.
5, 10, 15, 30 is going to run back here. Let's see, who do we have left? These two, 2 attacks against you, Zahara. First one does a 6 hits, I'm guessing no. And then second one, 20. Which I'm guessing yes on Zahara.
Yes.
For 3 points of bludgeoning damage, is just beans you with another small rock. And they are...
Or a bean, an
1,
actual.
2, 5. Continue running back. This one's going to go...
My armor
10,
class is
15.
13.
And then 1, 2, 3.
Why is it different on this?
4 there.
Why is it different on this?
This one down here is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20,
What?
25, 30. Oh, he can make it there. He uses action to dash, getting all the way down there at the bottom. Those of you close can see that there is a gate there, and he
Flesh Ripper.
flings the gate open. It's probably about 8 feet wide there, and he just goes, "Go free, Flesh Ripper!" And you see, well, maybe you don't see, but we'll add something to.
Hey, I was wrong about my AC. It's really a 13.
All right.
now.
Flesh Ripper is now on the order as yeah, we'll see what Flesh Ripper does in a second. All right, and the 2 in the back are there, and that will do it for this. We are coming up. How are people doing for time? We're at 11:30-ish almost.
All the time in the world.
I do not have all the time.
I do not. I also do not have all the time in the world.
Yeah.
So
All the
one
time.
last hour, and that's
Yeah.
it, right? Is that what I'm saying?
The reveal of Flesh Ripper might be a good climactic. Or
Yeah, I mean, we can take it to the top of this. We've got 3 more things to go.
3
Yeah,
more
that
rounds.
would be
You
best
got
for
it.
me.
And then
yeah, that works.
we'll take it to the top of the next round, and people the exciting
One after that.
conclusion of. All right, Grimmin, you are up.
Question: can I fix my health?
Yeah,
was wrong
I mean,
about
if
my
you're
AC.
if you're
Okay.
AC, so just deduct 8 or re-add 8 points to your.
Deduct 8 more, please.
Deduct 8 points of damage. So you only took 6.
I weighed in using my full
Huh?
movement by
Isn't
going
this updated?
10 feet. Ugh. Ugh. And I'm looking. I don't see things I like here. I see things I don't like. Yeah. Well, no, they got the rats handled. It looks like I saw Zahara go all Ginsu on them. I'm gonna hit this one with the vicious mockery, which I'll just link like so. I guess I'll just cast it like so.
Wisdom. And the 6 and -1 not going to cut it for the wisdom saving throw.
So a total of a 5. Yeah, that's not gonna
Yeah.
work.
And
4
which
points of
one was
damage,
that?
Psychic.
This one?
This one, yes. And
Okay.
I believe I'm like, you're not even purple. You're like violet. Oh,
His head explodes.
Violet, you're Violet.
I was gonna say plum. He's plum dead. I look around for healing, but notice that I have to be judicious about it. I'm gonna hold on to my spell slot for that. I'll use my bonus action to move my unseen servant closer. Had I had the chance, I would have moved him all the way in so he could start closing gates and putting traps back. But he never had a chance because you guys were like, "Hey, they've seen this." I'm done.
All right. It is Flesh Ripper's turn.
Flesh Ripper?
Flesh Ripper. All right. 60 feet of flying on Flesh Ripper. Here
Oh,
we
no.
go.
He's an owl, isn't he?
No. Okay, so we can move to
The
there.
Flipper's been revealed as the initiative's kind of ruined it.
So coming like a bat out of hell is a very, very large bat.
It's
Um,
a meatloaf.
You can hear this like shrill like echolocation pinging there, and Flesh Ripper's going to immediately go to scene of the action here, and we'll double move to get right in on all of this. But that's all Flesh Ripper can do. Groosh, you are up as this massive bat, more than twice your size, comes flying through, just sort of swooping in.
Right, Maglubiat. I call upon thee. Smite my enemies.
Going to use Word of Radiance.
All right.
I'm gonna need some
Can you
Constitution.
link the spell?
Yes, I can.
Ooh, all chosen creatures?
Within 5 feet. You split the good.
It has a range of next to you.
Each creature of your choice that you can see within range of 5. So that's 1, 2, 3. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Right, and con.
Option of 4.
Con save. Yes.
All right,
5.
Flesh Ripper con save.
5. Not 4.
19 from Flesh Ripper.
Ah.
Giant rats. Left one and then right one. 10 and 3.
Okay. Both of them take 5 points of damage.
Alright, so that one is flash. Does this one have? And this one is poofed as it sort of melts there. And then no damage on successes, right? Because it's a cantrip. Alright.
Yeah,
No
okay.
damage on success. Other than that, just quickly checking. Spiritual weapon isn't bonus action, is it?
It is.
Spiritual
I mean, sorry, it's not. Sorry, it's not concentration.
Not
Correct.
concentration.
Okay, so I am going to summon
Oh,
my my spiritual weapon. I will summon it here. My spiritual weapon is the lower and upper jaw, so like a mouth of a giant goblin head.
Alright.
Does it bite?
Yes, it bites.
Excellent.
So
You
yeah,
can just make like a
spiritual-
mark or something. We'll figure that out.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna. I don't know. I'll just draw a shape.
Draw Pac-Man.
We can make a token for it.
Exactly how Pac-Man sounds.
How Pac-Man looks too.
Alright.
Chomp.
And so you can attack with that and kill Zahara.
What is that supposed to be?
22.
Alright, 22 will hit Zahara.
I see it. I can
Alright.
kind of see a Pac-Man. Just a little.
5 points of damage.
Alright.
Does that insta kill Zara?
Take that, Zahara. And accounted for. Minus 5 points as it chomps into the wing of the bat. Anything else? Movement.
And now I'm going to go ahead and to preserve my life from what I fear from the bat. I'm going to take an attack of opportunity.
From Zahar.
Move down to here. I have moved this by mistake. This is here.
Alright, so one from the diseased rat.
Yep.
At advantage.
Advantage.
Here it comes. 15.
No.
Alright, does not penetrate the armor. And that'll do it.
I'll do it. It's all from me.
Alright, and that is where we will stop. As a full melee has broken out here. The Svarts try to guard their prize. Those of you who can see deeper into the cave now, I don't know if anyone can actually see this, but in the far end there does appear to
I see
be
it.
a cage with a figure in it. And the figure is just sitting cross-legged with her hands folded, just sort of watching all of this.
Oh, good.
All right, cool. Well, welcome to the last page.
Turn the page.
Okay, Seeger. Cool. Good to be back in the swing of things for Monday. Thanks to Stoic Beastie for the follow at the beginning of the stream. If any of you other people haven't followed yet, please go ahead and do so. And check us out on all the social medias. We are at Roll It Slant on Twitter, rollitslant.com on the interwebs. And thank you to Kevin McLeod for the lovely music. We were listening to Confused State just then. We also had Bent and Broken, Cambodian Odyssey. Hitman is the track that is the theme song. Anomalia is another one we heard. And Folk Round, kind of the tavern song that we heard in there. So thank you, Kevin, for all that music. Check him out on Incompetech or something like that. .io for all of your music. Io. Big thank you to Roll20.net for having us as part of their Spotlight program. And we will be back on Wednesday for Dora's campaign, Graced, at which will grace us with its presence on at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. And then following that on Thursday, woo, we're like a real streaming service here.
But not for long. It's just the exciting conclusion.
Yeah, the exciting conclusion of episode 13 of Lions and Crows, which may actually be an exciting conclusion. We don't know.
Episode 13 has had at least 13 parts too. It's really good.
Yeah, it's good. So check that out too. So 3 nights a week, we're going at it Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. 3 DMs from these fair folks, and all the players are pretty much the same across all of them too. So if you like us, that's great for you. If you don't like us, then
That's horrible for
that's
you.
pretty bad.
Then you really can't get away from us.
Cool. So thank you all for coming back on Mondays. It's good to see so many familiar faces in chat after a little bit of a break. I know I'm recharged as a DM now. Which is nice. Good to take some time off to reflect on how best to kill people.
Always need fresh killing ideas.
Yeah.
Thanks for the quick fan art.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Anon's, I don't know where it is. The Duck Witch. Very nice.
Wait, what? Oh, Lord.
Yes, that's
I
about
have
that
not
right.
seen this.
Check it out. Very cool. We'll retweet through the Roll It Slant account if you haven't already seen it. Cool. So, I guess should we stick with the same sign off thing? I think we will. So until next time.
Duck Witch.
Isn't that like a kind of sandwich?
I'm telling you, it's a place.
It's a place in English. Duckwitch.
Right next to Duckburg.
Yeah.
Duckington.